as we prepare for the hurricanes. Sit back and enjoy the calm before the storm as the Grenadier Band presents their pregame performance. And now, please welcome to the field, the Liberty High School Grenadier Band! We now show our Liberty spirit as the Grenadiers unleash a streak of lightning for the mighty Hurricanes. It has become tradition for the Liberty and Freedom Bands to combine in a display of unity and camaraderie as part of the annual Liberty Freedom pregame. Today, the bands will perform together on a march written for our great city entitled Greeting to Bethlehem. Well, we are here this afternoon for a competitive battle on the gridiron. Let us remember that we are all BASD proud. And now, please welcome the combined bands of Freedom and Liberty High Schools. We are now proud to welcome to the field the 4 middle school bands of the Bethlehem Area School District. Our first band this afternoon is the East Hills Middle School Band. The East Hills Band is under the direction of Mrs. Christy Davies, and the color guard is under the direction of Mrs. Dora Simons. The East Hills Band is led onto the field by drum majors Bethany Davies and Grace Dowling, as well as band front captains Joy Billings, Carrie Hitchings, Penelope Riley, and Sarah Walker. Please enjoy their performance of Painted Black. welcome the Nitchman Middle School Band under the direction of Mr. Daniel Zedemoyer and color guard advisor Mrs. Sarah Vereniak. The Nitchman Middle School Band. We now introduce the Northeast Middle School Band under the direction of Mr. Brian Rupnick. The principal of Northeast Middle School is Dr. Theodoro Canones. The school colors are green and white and their mascot is the Hornet. Band officers are Lucas Alberto, Jude Allen, Quentin Brown, Anthony De La Cruz, and Jay Rupnick. Majorette captains are Maeve Price, Charlotte Huey, and Charlotte Roy. Percussion captains are Jackson Pine and Makai Muriel. Color guard captain is Bria Maldonado. Majorette and color guard advisor is Mrs. Sherry Blevins. The band parent president is Mrs. Colleen Brennan. We hope you enjoy the band's performance of Cheyenne, composed by Mike Story.
Excuse me, I gotta get in right here. Better or worse? Too right, the other way.
The Northeast Middle School Band. Our fourth band this afternoon is the Brockville Middle School Band. The Rocket Marching Band is under the direction of Mr. Adam Stoltz, assisted by band front director Mr. Avante Kendall. The student officers for this school year are President Callie Sabrinsky, Vice President Darian Padilla, Head Majorette Captain Selah Young, Assistant Majorette Captains Ariana Manning and Kira Thompson, Woodwind Captain Sajaya Williams DeVos, Brass Captain Jair Rosario, Percussion Captain Serenity Cologne. We hope you enjoy the band's performance of This Is My Country, written by Don Ray and Al Jacobs and arranged by Michael Sweeney. We now ask that you please rise, remove your hats, and join the combined BASD bands in the playing of the Freedom High School alma mater.
D11 Sports presents St. Luke's Sports Medicine Game of the Week.
Bethlehem Area School District Stadium, the site for East Penn Conference football actions. Our D11sports.com Game of the Week presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine. We got a good one for you. Freedom Patriots 8-1, Liberty Hurricanes 7-2. Hi and welcome everyone. Al DiCarlo alongside Mike Raymond. So glad you could join us on a great day for football.
As it always is for Freedom and Liberty, Al. You and I know that better than anybody. We've been here 3 straight years, and picture-perfect fall weather as we're out here at Bethlehem Area School District Stadium. And, you know, the emotion and the pageantry that's all happening here pregame, very traditional, but when it comes down to getting these two teams on the field, it's going to be putting that emotion aside and focusing on the task at hand. And for a resurgent Liberty team this year, it's a very special year under Sean Dano. And Jason Roeder's been here before. He knows what this game's all about. His players know what it's all about. It's going to be a special day here at BASD.
Yeah, no question about it. We're excited to be here. This is the 58th meeting between the two teams. They started in 1968. Liberty leads the all-time series by a score of 34-23. We'll be joined by Anna Hallen shortly. Just a great time for football. I got out here at 10:30 this morning, and it was absolutely exhilarating outside. They had a pregame hit and everything like that with the fans getting well. Right now, we pause on America with the playing of our national anthem.
Let's hear it one more time for the combined bands of Liberty High School and Freedom High School and all the middle schools in Bethlehem Area School District.
All right, we're getting ready for this game to get underway. Anna Halling has talked to both coaches. She is standing by in the middle of where the band is probably going to exit, so she's in a good position for that. And we go down to Anna Halling now. Anna?
Hi, I'm Anna Howland here at Liberty for a Bethlehem football game between Liberty and Freedom. Today, I've spoken with Sean Danow of Liberty High School, and he says that his team has had a really focused week of practice and that he hopes to channel that intensity into today's game. He also has a really determined group of players and hopes that they can really deliver on the field today. This game has a lot more connections than a typical game. They've grown up playing together. These teams have grown up playing various sports together various times of the year, so that adds another level to this game, and he's excited for this game to kick off. I've also spoken with Jason Roeder of Freedom High School. He really stressed the intricacy of an offensive play in football. Despite the emotional aspect of this game that we've already discussed, he hopes that his team can continue to deliver. He really hopes that this high intensity will channel into a well-played game that's very coachable and that his players can stand out in. They've been building up since August. He is a team that's very tough, very physical. They have a standout quarterback, and he hopes their team can take it to the field and come away with the win. Let's see how this Bethlehem rivalry unfolds, and back to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Anna. Anna, a senior at Lehighton Area High School, and we have her reports. We have a couple students also from Liberty, Maddie Orlicki, who's in the band, and Nina Enwin and Sarah Heidecker, all around today, but Anna will maintain everything from there. Mike, we talked about a couple things. Jason Roeder, obviously, they're coming off a loss against Easton. They're 8-1. Aaron Beat, one of their go-to guys.
Well, of course, you got to get Beat moving on the ground because when the offense is doing it, what it does, exactly what Anna just said. They want to be physical at the line of scrimmage. You got to know what you're doing down there, and they have a really great running game led by Aaron Beat, who has over almost 1,200 yards on the season, 13 touchdowns. Also can catch the ball out of the backfield. Also has a receiving touchdown through the air. So make sure that you contain Aaron Beat if you're Liberty, and if you're Freedom, if you're attacking this Liberty Hurricanes team, you got to worry about Jake Puxon. Jake Puxon it goes through him at the wide receiver spot. Almost 45 catches on the year, 596 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And he's a dynamic guy. We know his dad is a coach here in the Lehigh Valley for many years. He's a coach's kid. We've talked to Coach Dano about that in the past. And I'll tell you right now that you got to be aware of him if you're Freedom. You got to make sure he doesn't get his. There's a great running game on the other side of the line of scrimmage as well with Liberty. So I'm very excited to see how this one turns out here.
Yeah, no question about it. 58th meeting, teams make their way onto the field. That's an exciting time as well. Take a look into our New York Life keys to the game. For over 175 years, New York Life has been helping families and businesses with their life, disability, and long-term care planning needs. Whether you have current coverage in place or in need of reviewing your options, please contact their office in Allentown to find the right plan to fit your needs. Call New York Life at 610-616-4430 today.
And, of course, you got to handle those emotions. We talked about it. Anna talked about it. Both coaches mentioned it. Make sure that you are aware, taking in the rivalry, but making sure you keep those emotions in check when the time comes. And establish yourself on the ground if you're Liberty. If you're able to keep the ball away from that potent Freedom offense, keep it away from Beat, keep it away from Walker, that's a huge win for the Liberty Hurricanes.
And meanwhile, when you look at the Freedom Patriots.
And we mentioned the emotions once again, but we know what Freedom is. We know they're physical. We know they have that poise. Now, can they rebound off that tough loss to Easton a week ago? They've had over a week to think about it, as this is a Saturday game. So make sure that you go back to your brand of football. Be physical at the line of scrimmage and dominate on that run game, and I think Freedom will do just fine.
Well, moments away from this game. First quarter is brought to you by Enter.net. Located in Allentown, Enter.net has been providing business website design and online marketing services since 1995. If you're a business owner and want to learn how to make your online presence work for you, Enter.net is a great choice. They can develop a state-of-the-art website, help with your social media, and get your business to show higher on Google. They're running a big 40% off special with all D11 Sports viewers. Visit Enter.net online or call 610-437-2221. Extension 4. Enter.net is a supporter of high school sports, wishing all the players good luck. St. Luke's is the region's only varsity team in sports medicine. Our team offers the most comprehensive and advanced treatment for athletic injuries, including athletic training, sports performance for individuals and teams, chiropractic, sports psychology, sports nutrition, physical therapy, and more. St. Luke's provides sports medicine services at more than 60 schools and cares for almost 40,000 student athletes in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. No matter your sport or position, we can train you to avoid injury and get you back on your feet and back in the game. The game is changing, and St. Luke's Sports Medicine is changing it. Today's game also brought to you by Digital Scoreboards, your leader in video scoreboard displays. Keep your eye on the game and the score with Digital Scoreboards, where every moment matters. Usually it's let's light up Friday night. Well, how about Saturday afternoon football? Today's game also brought to you by Michael R. Globus, financial advisor at Morgan Stanley, located at 101 Larry Holmes Drive, Suite 301 in Easton, PA. For all your investment needs, call Michael R. Globus at 610-559-6380. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC. If you're a student from any District 11 school, interested in broadcasting, journalism, or photography, check out D11sports.com. Follow your dream, get close to the action, take part in our student internship program. For more information, contact your athletic director, reach out to myself or Dave at D11sports.com. 58th meeting. I want to thank Bob Whirl for giving us all the information. It's 34-23 lead in favor of the Liberty Hurricanes, but Freedom, Mike, has controlled it the last few years.
Yeah, certainly you have to go all the way back to the regular season of 2018. Obviously, Liberty Freedom squaring off in district playoffs that year, but the regular season matchup went to Liberty 29-10, and it's been a while since the Hurricanes have been able to stake claim in this Bethlehem City rivalry. And remember, this one is for the Bethlehem City Championship. The winner of this game will be the best team in Bethlehem, obviously Bethlehem Catholic, losing last week. So this is a huge deal, and of course you have to go back in recent history. It has favored the Patriots, but I'm sure that great Liberty Hurricanes teams, especially like early 2000s, those were some tough teams. So Liberty knows what to do. They know how to put it together, and it seems like it's been building to this point, right, Al? Like all season long, the success that we've seen out of Sean Dano's squad, the 7-2 regular season record, hoping to get it to 8-2 today. They are poised. They are ready. They know what's at stake here today.
Yeah, having some Wi-Fi issues here at Liberty, so you may see us live. You may not see us live, but we will play this back after the contest for this one. But a great matchup, intriguing, and when it comes to the playoff picture, right now Freedom's sitting at 2, and it depends what happens. Liberty can jump all the way up to possibly a 3 seed, but with a loss, it could go down to a 6 seed. So there's a lot of things that can happen with this game, depending on how it starts. Nate Stannard is your kicker as we get ready to get this game underway. Nate Stannard is also the athletic director. That's his dad. And we are underway for the 58th meeting between these two teams. And they'll start things off from the 10-yard line. That'll be returned by Puxon, and Puxon will get up to the 30-yard line. And glad you could join us here on D11sports.com, our game of the week, presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine. Expecting a good matchup between these two teams. And take a look at the starting lineup, led by Antonio Fontanez, who came over from Central Catholic.
Right, Fontanez coming over this year, and obviously we saw Puxon already get the ball in his hand, and if you're Freedom, that's not what you want to see. You don't want Puxon to have his ball in his hand, but both two-headed monster at the running back spot. Gabe Green getting a lot of the notoriety. He'll start in the backfield there, and a great offensive line as well. So keep your eye on Gabe Green, certainly Fontanez at the quarterback spot.
So first down and 10. The ball sits at the 30-yard line. And they will go on the ground and see if they can attack the interior part of the line. Nothing going there so far. And with that, let's bring in the defense for the Freedom Patriots.
Yeah, you just saw a great move by their defensive lineman. Looked like number 71 down there. The Tanner Wheeler, as he was able to shake off the center tackle. It's a stout defensive line, and on both sides of the line of scrimmage, offensive and defensive line of scrimmage.
Well, our first flag officials today, referee is Pat Patron. Mike Atia, your umpire, head linesman is Tim Raynal. Tim Sheeler, your line judge. Back judge is Jason Hartrath, and the field judge is Josh Caesar, also Lee Williams.
Some free yardage there for Liberty. Doesn't hurt.
And you'll take that, and changes it from a short pickup now. All of a sudden you're looking at a second down and about 4.
And more options for the offensive playbook.
Fontanez, again, will hand that one off. The extra push forward. There's a flag there. Maybe a face mask at the end of that play as Green had the ball.
Yeah, Green got that. They're running a lot of that pulling guard and clearing the way up the middle of that A-gap for Liberty. And, yeah, it looked like as soon as he hit the gap, hand in the face, so some more free yardage for the Hurricanes here. As that's the way you want to start. Great kickoff return. Get some free yardage, the 5-yard penalty variety. Now they'll march off an extra couple here for the face mask. And you can see the emotions here too, Al. A lot of the players reacting to that. as that's a significant 15-yard penalty getting on the other side of the 50-yard line. But we talked about the emotions, keeping them in check early on in the game, specifically early on. Jason Roeder said that to us earlier when we were talking to him. And you got to make sure that the emotions aren't too great. You can't be too antsy on the defensive line, can't be jumping off sides, and just go back to that form tackling so you're not grabbing face masks. It's the simple stuff that you got to make sure you clean up. He'll get it cleaned up. Don't worry. I know Coach Roeder's he's been here before.
Yeah, he's been here before, but if you're talking about the first few minutes of the game right now, advantage Liberty the way the game is going to this point, as they have the ball all the way down to the 46-yard line of the Freedom Patriots. First down and 10, just underway, 1 minute and 3 seconds in. Fontenez going to throw for the first time. He comes to the near sideline, and he connects on the pass play, and getting up to the 40-yard line is Cole Dano.
Cole Dano is nice and easy, and you saw Freedom drop back into a nice soft zone. So credit Antonio Fontenez for just taking what the defense was giving him. Short drop-off pass, second and manageable here. It's a really great, smart play.
Fans still trying to file their way in to the crowd.
Try to find parking over here at BASD, right?
Yes. Hey, pitches went over to Green. Green has a little seam, and Green powering forward and gets inside the 30, down to about the 28-yard line. Nice, solid run by Gabe Green.
Yeah, hit the truck stick there, did Gabe Green. And when he's coming at 5'11", 175, that's not something you want to see. And actually, I thought he might have to tuck that a little bit. It would have been a little harder to tuck that one. He had it really far out in front of him, did Fontenez. But credit Gabe Green for keeping his head about him and tucking that away for a nice gain.
Well, they're going to stay with 22. They figure he's been doing a positive so far in this opening drive. Sees a bunch of white jerseys there on that last run. But right now, I mean, if you're the Canes in a game like this, obviously controlling tempo and milking that clock. I think you and I talk about that every year.
Yeah.
But this year is a little bit different for this team because of their record, because they are a contender, because a team that can beat teams and very much in the 6A classification that are a big threat.
Yeah, and just early on, just continue to run your offensive identity and take what the defense is giving them, and that's exactly what you're seeing here.
Fontenez gets it to Puxon. Puxon goes up high to get that one and gets knocked out of bounds right around the 22-yard line.
What you have seen from Liberty so far, it's always second and manageable, third and manageable. That's exactly what their opportunity is here. You got third and about 3 yards, 2 yards. And you can really continue to milk the clock, build that drive up as you have those third and manageable. You don't want to have to get behind the yardage sticks, and Liberty's doing a really great job of that. Liberty helping them a little bit early on. Freedom helping them a little bit early on, but Liberty certainly taking advantage.
Third down and 3, the ball at the 21-yard line. And on the ground, powering forward, and we'll move the chains once again. So Gabe Green coming into today, 119 carries, 637. He's averaging 5.5 yards a carry. That's a lot. That helps you. 11 touchdowns.
And he had a very big hole to run through there, and put his shoulder pads down and made the Freedom defender pay there. But this is a fantastic opening drive for Liberty.
A great day in the fall on this Saturday afternoon. More of Green. And Green bounces off a defender, still on his feet, still going forward, and gets inside the 10-yard line. They'll probably mark him right around the 9.
One thing that I'm watching here, they're keeping that fake screen alive there, the wide receiver screen, and they're handing the ball off to Green on this drive. But if you're Freedom, you got to make sure that you're respecting whatever wide receiver is out there in the flat, because before you know it, Fontenez pulls that out and hits the wide receiver that'll probably be wide open.
They can get a first down. They need 2 yards. Green powers forward and is driven back by Rashawn Jones.
I mean, they were selling out there, bringing the pressure from the edge. And, when Green keeps going through that A-gap, you kind of know where the ball's going, so just got to beat the ball carrier to the line. And that's exactly what you saw there.
7:25 on the clock.
Liberty looking for a flag there.
Scoreboard still has it as second down. They move it to a third down. Third down and a little bit more than 2 yards here, as they can get a first down inside the 7-yard line. Fontenez goes with 4 receivers, 2 split either side. Has Green in the middle and pops in and out of his hands and almost lands in a Liberty player's hands. Doesn't get it. His waiting was Jackson Barlock.
And after a very successful opening drive, it looks like we have a settling for a field goal attempt here. But yeah, Green had it for him. And I don't know if he was worried about the referee coming across there, but that one hit him right in the chest.
So a 26-yard field goal. Attempt. It's Christian Hackett, the sophomore. And that kick is up, and that kick is straight through, and the Canes strike first in this one on a 26-yard field goal by Christian Hackett after, like Mike said, a great start for Liberty.
Yeah, and you got to, you hope for the touchdown there, and I'm sure Gabe Green is going to be kicking himself. But what I noticed is that well-established rushing attack, and we talked about being physical at the point of attack, off the line of scrimmage. This was something where that Liberty said, we know what Freedom's going to bring to it. We're going to just go right after them, and they've having success running the ball with Gabe Green. So that, if you're Jason Roeder, that's where we got to focus the defensive effort for the next drive. But the biggest thing that I noticed here, Al, look over at the scoreboard and where the clock sits. That was a
huge,
hefty chunk of time coming off the clock here in the first.
No question about that. The anticipation of the game, we talked to Jason Roeder, and he said, you get ready. You go all week with all the different things. And you asked Coach Dano, what are you waiting for? And you thought he was going to say 4 o'clock. He said no. He said, 1:05. He was ready. So, it's now. It's your first drive of your Freedom on the offensive side of things after a good drive by Liberty, but you held them to just 3 points. This one is returnable, and it starts at the 10-yard line by Gio Leday. And we'll go up to about the 25-yard line. And with that, we can bring in the offense for the Freedom Patriots. And they got some solid players all around, Mike.
Yeah, led by Chase Walker, and the EPC's leading passer. And we know Aaron Beat, another great running back there. And we got to watch for Colwell on the edges. So there's a lot of eyes need to be on multiple players here for the Freedom offense if you're Liberty. So we know that they're physical at the point of attack. Be aware of their offensive line coming straight at Liberty here as well.
And Freedom as well will try to go on the ground, and not much on the opening carry. They're still trying to move on his feet, but nothing there. And we're bringing the defense for the Canes.
And check out, we talked a lot about Cole Dano caught a pass on offense, two-way player there. But the defensive backfield looks fantastic, led by Jake Puxon and Jackson Barlock. So make sure that if you're Chase Walker, where number 5 is. He's going to line up on your best wide receiver for Freedom. So watch that matchup here on the near side.
Walker takes it out and then ends up throwing the ball across to Jelani Fedrick. And Fedrick will move the chains for a first down. Not so fast. Yes, it is. Okay, first down. So Fedrick coming into the game with 21 catches for 352 yards. It's one thing with Freedom. They have it offensively. They have it on the ground. They have it through the air. They're
and confident passing. And one thing we asked Coach Roeder after Chase Walker's performance against Easton, he got a couple interceptions, uncharacteristic of him. You got to have a short memory and some confidence building here with the short passing game.
Walker throws it. That ball is tipped and incomplete. Fortunately for them, that was intended for Shaqiri Colwell, the senior. Not sure who got their hand on that one.
It was a linebacker there in the middle, but Puxton almost ended up with it. He was about an arm's length too short there on the edge, but that's the best case scenario for Chase Walker, and it's right after I say the interceptions against Easton. So I don't want to put too much bad juju in the air for Chase Walker.
Second down and 10. The ball sits at the 35. A picture-perfect day here. And on the handoff is Beat trying to get something going, but nothing going at all. A number of players in there for the Liberty Hurricanes, including Braden McKinley.
McKinley was in there, and there was a gang tackling effort right there. You know that Beat's going to get the ball. You know he's going to get his. He's going to be a focal point of the Freedom offense. But just gang tackling, get to the point of attack, and really strung that out. You thought Beat might get the edge, but credit all the defensive backs for crowding the line of scrimmage. Now here's where we got to look at that passing game for Walker.
Walker, middle part of the field. Oh, a perfect pass. That goes right in the hands of Jacob Hawes, and Hawes gets all the way down inside the 45-yard line.
H-back there for Freedom, finding the soft spot in that Liberty zone. It looked like they were going to try to find something out on the outside, but the middle opened wide up. And credit Hawes there for finding that soft spot in the zone right in the center for a nice gain. And just when you think you have Freedom behind the 8 ball, they find a way to convert a third down, and now they have a fresh set here in Liberty territory.
Walker didn't see anything. He looks to throw, and he'll throw that one out of bounds on the far side.
Nice pressure there from Liberty. Not necessarily bringing any blitz, but after a while you sit in the pocket long enough, those defenders find a way to get to the quarterback, and that's what you saw there for Liberty. Again, this has been a great drive for Freedom, converting those third downs. Let's see if they can end up with any points here now that they're in Liberty territory.
Yeah, from the 42. Walker, again looking to throw, and straight across and taking him down is Joshi Buchholz.
Yeah, that was a heck of a discipline. Like, you thought perhaps he was going to cut inside, but he stayed disciplined with the outside pressure and came off the edge, was able to get Chase Walker on the ground. So, again, third and extra long for the Freedom Patriots. Let's see if they have more magic up their sleeve to get another third down conversion on this drive. Gotta love those bagpipes, Al.
Well, every time I hear it. Third down and 13 and some yellow.
We talked about the emotions, Al, and it seems like Freedom is the one that's been on the wrong side of things so far. Some procedure penalties here and offsides on the defensive side of the ball, and the face mask is a face mask. I'm sure it's not intentional, but
it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. It's free yardage is what it is.
So it brings the ball back to midfield. If you're just joining us here on D11Sports.com, our Game of the Week presented by St. Luke Sports Medicine, a 26-yard field goal by Christian Hackett on the opening drive of Liberty. This is the opening drive of the Freedom Patriots. It's third down and 18. They have to get inside the 35-yard line, and they'll go to Beat. Beat's going to have the first down, and Beat's going to have a little bit more. Inside the 20, down inside the 10, and he's going to go 50 yards for Aaron Beat. And Freedom has taken the lead.
Well, you're going right to your playmakers here, and wow, when Beat had that head of steam, you don't want to get in front of him if you're a Liberty defender. That was quite an impressive run after the catch for Aaron Beat, and dangerous as we talked about him in the pregame. Just a nice draw play right up the middle, and Liberty inexplicably not really any defenders in the area. Maybe worried about pass defense getting behind them. But now it's 7 points for Freedom.
Extra point is good. And Freedom has taken the lead.
And honestly, you look at that possession for Liberty, doing everything right, first down, second down. Now the third down conversions is something they're going to have to work out. We always talk about the best teams in football are the ones that convert on third downs. And we saw that 3 times there on that drive for Freedom. Very impressed with what they were able to do. The play calling, the execution. Very impressed with what Freedom did there.
And on fourth downs, too.
And on fourth downs, yeah. They're even better.
So the clock in the first quarter down to just over 3 minutes. We have 2 scores here on both possessions. You know, you and I, and we like to see these two teams go at it, the whole time. We've had crazy games in the past years of all the years I've been doing it too, and you never know how a game's going to go. The wind down there in the pregame was pretty fierce.
I had to put extra product in the hair today, Al.
Yes.
Yeah, make sure that the hair doesn't blow out too much. But yeah, it always is, and of course, that a little bit of a props to the field goal kicker on the last possession. What's up?
I was gonna say, did you have to do that when you got here, or you realized it was gonna be windy before you
left
the door?
I just
want to make sure that
you only learn that. You learn that lesson once, Al. You learn that lesson once, and you prepare. You know what I also do? I always I specifically brought suntan lotion today because just in that hour on the field before the pregame, don't have as much coverage up top anymore, Al. You know how that goes.
What are you saying about me?
I'm saying it's me.
Man, the ball at the 12-yard line. That's where it's taken back, and Puxton will get knocked down right around the 21-yard line.
Great way to hold on to that tackle there for Freedom. But Puxton had a really good kick return the last possession, not as far up the field this time. But we got to see what the answer is for Freedom for that rushing game. Gabe Green had a lot of yards last possession. Let the big man eat here.
Mike, you had me on the radio show today. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
And, we were talking about the District 11, the brackets. And, we'll talk about that throughout this afternoon. But the 6A class is going to be outstanding over the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, the 6 and 7 teams could be teams that could provide upsets.
No doubt.
Nazareth right now sitting at 6. And you saw how many points they put up yesterday at Cottingham. So
You put up over 50 and you lose.
yeah,
That's amazing.
Yeah, I know. That was an intense game down there at Cottingham Stadium. But yeah, some of the matchups are already set. Easton will play Stroudsburg. That's the 1-8 matchup. Northampton and Freedom is going to be the 2-7 matchup. But it's the ones in the middle that we're going to find out more by the end of today.
And things start to change a little bit depending on, the victory. Obviously, a big win by Emmaus over Parkland yesterday.
Fantastic, yeah. Shutout. And walking in and talking about that game, didn't expect a shutout there.
Not at all. Fontanez right on the money with that pass to Vasquez.
And hey, nice quick first down, get those chains moving again. They had success last offensive possession here, but a nice and simple slant pattern right over the middle. And Fontanez still pretty efficient here on the day today. You mentioned fourth down conversions. You had one or two of those last night at Southern Lehigh, didn't you?
Wow. That was quite the game. Ball at the 38-yard line. They'll pitch this one across. And Green over the 40, gets up to about the 43-yard line.
Liberty really trying to get Gabe Green in some space there with a head of steam, and they ran that sweep last possession to the other side of the field, come back this possession, this side of the field. They're getting nice chunk yards plays out of it. So if you can get 5 yards, you mentioned he averages 5 yards per carry, he does, Gabe Green. So if you can do that each time you get the ball, I mean, you're setting your offense up a nice second, third, and short.
7-3, Freedom leading Liberty here in the latter part of quarter number 1. Canes on their second drive. Fontanez looking to throw, goes far side, looks for Puxton, and Puxton gets those feet in and gets the first down.
That was not an easy throw by Antonio Fontanez, and even though it's relatively a short throw, gets it to the outside, and you can see here on the replay, Puxton just running a nice out pattern, and Fontanez kind of off his back foot and was able to get it out there now into Freedom territory. Interesting, they got Puxton in the slot here.
And the ball at the 48-yard line. Looking to run himself. Fontanez tries to tuck and go. Not much there at all.
Well, if he needed an extra half second because Zaire Davis was coming across. He used Puxton to kind of clear out the defense, and Davis was coming underneath. If Fontanez had an extra second, he would have had a nice gain coming across for Davis.
Ball stays at the 48. And the clock right around that 48-second mark.
These offenses are moving the ball effectively, which makes that clock move a lot faster.
Puxton really wants to get this football here. He's going to throw it instead to the near side. He completes the pass, and the extra effort is a first down into the hands of Zaire Davis.
Yeah, David didn't have Davis on the last pass, but we went back to him here, and Fontanez staying cool in the pocket because he had some backside pressure coming, and he was able to get that out right in the nick of time. And credit Davis for making the first man miss, getting some yards after the catch.
Had a chance to catch up with Frank Lane, the OC, and also Joe Baudelaire, the DC for the Liberty Hurricanes. Great seeing those guys.
Well, the consistency on Sean Dano's staff, just being able, Frankie Lane's been here for several years, and he runs obviously their offense, and they're doing really well here this early part of the game.
No question about it, and that will run out quarter number 1. So a touchdown by Beat from 50 yards and a 26-yard field goal by Christian Hackett. It's 7-3 Freedom. After 1, you're watching our D11Sports.com Game of the Week, presented by St. Luke Sports Medicine.
It's here! For real! It's St. Luke's Children's Hospital, ready to help all kids. They're keeping kids healthy, fixing us up, making us feel better, helping kids be the best they can be, because it's about us. The kids! It's St. Luke's Children's Hospital!
St. Luke's Children's Hospital is helping kids with everything from routine checkups to specialized care.
It's here! It's great! Yeah!
Welcome to St. Luke's. St. Luke's is the largest hospital system in the Lehigh Valley, with 20,000 employees at multiple hospital campuses, all located throughout northeastern Pennsylvania and western New Jersey. Whether you're an experienced professional, an aspiring student, or a patient seeking care, you'll find your place here. Care doesn't just define your career at St. Luke's. Care is our culture.
We are back at Bethlehem Area School District Stadium. Al DeColo, Mike Raymond, Anna Hallen, Sean O'Reilly, Sports Fan Base Network. Glad you could join us here on D11Sports.com. And the pass play by Fontanez and a great catch. Wow. How about that start?
Fantastic. That's
32
Davis.
yards into the hands of Zaire Davis.
Didn't waste any time. The quarter change. And wow. Seems like people are milling around here. We're waiting on a flag. Waiting on the refs are conferring here.
Yeah, I didn't see anything thrown. But again, we're looking downfield.
It seems like Liberty's coming off the field.
I think they're maybe not coming off the field too soon. Pat Patrone is going to pick up the
Wave it
flag.
Yeah, we got to take another look at that pass. Rack it up here as Davis beat his man top side. Just blatant speed. Throw it up there. Let your guy take a stab at it. Maybe they were talking whether or not he stepped out of bounds there. He was close to the sideline, but wow, that was a heck of a catch by Davis and a momentum-shifting play there for Liberty to start the second quarter.
So first play, here's Hackett looking to add the extra point for the Liberty Hurricanes. I mean, that almost gets blocked, but it gets through.
Let's take a look at that play one more time. As it's just a fly pattern there on the far sideline. Pump fake by Fontanez. I couldn't tell if he stepped out or not, but it
That was
looks
really
like it was very
actually
close.
yeah, it was actually closer than I thought.
Or they maybe ruled it incidental or got pushed out. He reestablished himself. Yeah, that was an interesting tightrope style play on the side, but whatever that one is going to stand as Davis gets the touchdown and Liberty gets the lead. Another slow-mo look at it. Yeah, it looks like he stepped out.
Yeah. Again, tough angle there, but it really certainly looked like there was a possibility. Again, the body's going one way, and you're leaning, so sometimes you can't tell with that angle. But officials were down there. They make the call, and it's 10-7 in favor of Liberty.
Yeah. Call stands. And what does that do? We talked about the wind, Al, the wind knocking over the ball here. We talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
But what does that do for Liberty, man? Coming back here and being able to get punched in the mouth and return the punch now. And this is a momentum-shifting type of play. When you get that big play type of thing happening with Freedom, when Beat gets that long touchdown run, come right back out, and Liberty gets the long touchdown pass.
They may have to hold this football now.
Going to go blow for blow here offensively. Doesn't look like the leaves are blowing too hard on the trees surrounding BASD Stadium, but down on the field, the wind does whip around there.
Well, they'll send this one, and this one will roll out of bounds. You're not holding the football, you're holding the football, and now you kick it out of bounds.
That's tough. Left-footed kick there.
We talked about the wind down the field. I mean, there is no question. Right when I walked in, by the way, I saw that you were up here in the press box. I didn't realize. You thought I was sitting at home sleeping. I was,
You were at the party. You were at the party.
I was at the party.
Yeah.
I was enjoying it. Joe Stellato got the F, engraved in the back of his head.
That's the way. That's the way to galvanize the fan base, right there.
Maddie Orlicki, our student reporter from Liberty, was part of the band. She was in there as well, getting the crowd pumped up. We are in the second quarter, just into the second quarter, and after the first play.
Dante Morrison there saved a big run from Beat again. The Liberty defender just getting the toe of Aaron Beat for Freedom because there was a couple holes there he could have run through. Only limited to about 3 yards on the play. They'll call it 4, 2nd and 6.
So Freedom down by the score of 10-7. And there he goes again. Wow, was just that close to maybe breaking another big one.
Yeah, shoestring tackle, and we'll see it again here on the replay, but there is nobody standing between Aaron Beat and that A gap. Fantastic run, and when he gets ahead of steam, he's going to be tough to bring down. You saw it last possession on that long touchdown run. Beat chose the right hole. Looked like Liberty thought it was coming to the left side of the line. It went to the right side, and now we're into Liberty territory here.
Ball sits at the 45. Walker stays on the ground with Beat, and Beat sees blue jerseys after getting a couple.
We are right above the Liberty marching band, and they are bringing the noise. It is a lot of fun. One of the bigger stadiums in the area, packed to the gills here tonight. And why wouldn't you want to be at an afternoon football game on a day like today?
No question. Second down and 6, the ball at the 41-yard line. Haven't seen Walker throw here in a while. And instead, they stay through the middle. And another big run, this time not Beat, but LaShawn Johnson, the sophomore. Johnson on the season, 24 carries, 115 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
And they're going right over the guard on either side. Run over right guard, run over left guard, run over right guard, run over left guard. And we saw it on the left side of the line this time, and Liberty not guessing right, let's put it that way. And the rushing game alive and well for Freedom. I don't know if we're going to see 63 points like we did at Cottingham last night, but we're in for it here.
Well, that was just by one team.
Yeah, that's true. 118 combined, I think.
From the 25. Beat far side, cuts in, has an angle, and gets through the defense and will dive forward for the touchdown. 25 yards.
Well, they lull you to sleep there by going over the guard, back-to-back plays, left side, right side, and then what do? You bust it to the outside, find green grass, and you'll see all the room that Aaron Beat had to the right side of that Freedom offensive line. Pulling guard leading the way, and Beat finds the great blocking downfield, by the way, from Amari Dubois. It's fantastic. Everything that was executed perfectly for the Freedom Patriot.
Stannard in for the extra point. That one is up, and that one is good. And, we've got a good one. 14-10 Freedom. Back and forth, Mike.
And that's all you can ask for. It's going to be now what defensive adjustments can you make on both sides of the ball. But Freedom, obviously, fantastic running game, and then mixing in just the inside-outside game. And Liberty moving the ball through the air last possession. And Gabe Green was the workhorse the first possession. So a little bit more diverse on the Liberty side of things offensively.
So glad you could join us here on D11Sports.com, our Game of the Week, presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine. Located in downtown, Enter.net has been providing business website design and online marketing services since 1995. If you're a business owner and want to learn how to make your online presence work for you, Enter.net is a great choice. They can develop a state-of-the-art website, help with your social media, and get your business to show higher on Google. They're running a big 40% off special for all D11 Sports viewers. Visit Enter.net online or call them at 610-437-2221 extension 4. Enter.net, a supporter of high school sports, and wishing all the players good luck. Right now, it is a 14-10 game in favor of Freedom. Each team has scored on both of their possessions, Mike.
Yeah, but and we could really have a 14-14 game if it wasn't for a drop pass there on the goal line by Gabe Green, and they were talking about a different landscape here. But Liberty kind of just hanging right in there, showing that they're here to win too. And it hasn't been since 2017, 2018?
Yeah.
2018, so it's been a while for Liberty. Finding out if today's the day.
This one may go out of bounds as well. It does. St. Luke's is the region's only varsity team in sports medicine. Our team offers the most comprehensive and advanced treatment for athletic injuries, including athletic training, sports performance for individuals and teams, chiropractic, sports psychology, sports nutrition, physical therapy, and more. St. Luke's provides sports medicine services at more than 60 schools and cares for almost 40,000 student athletes in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. No matter your sport or position, we can train you to avoid injury and get you back on your feet and back in the game. The game is changing, and St. Luke's Sports Medicine is changing it. They will re-kick this one after the penalty. Digital Scoreboards is a proud sponsor of Lehigh Valley High School football. As a leader in video scoreboard displays, we're here to light up your Friday and Saturdays. Proudly serving the Lehigh Valley District 11, where every score and play shines bright. So 9:24 on the clock. Freedom has a 14-10 lead. Yeah, if you could say the end of October, temperatures in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
You're enjoying every second of it. This one will be bobbled, and those are the dangerous ones, Mike. You try to pick them up, and then sometimes they don't get picked up, but they'll have the ball at the 30-yard line. For over 175 years, New York Life has been helping families and businesses with their life, disability, and long-term care planning needs. Whether you have current coverage in place or in need of reviewing your options, please contact their office in Allentown to find the right plan to fit your needs. Call New York Life at 610-616-4430 today. D11sports.com thanks Michael R. Glovis, financial advisor at Morgan Stanley in Easton, for his sponsorship of the Game of the Week. For all your investment needs, call Michael R. Glovis at 610-559-6380, located at 101 Larry Holmes Drive, Suite 301 in Easton, PA. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC. Kane start from a 31. They'll pitch this one across, and we get a flag. And it'll be against the Freedom Patriots.
I think we're getting false start on Liberty.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So it's first time for Liberty. I know we're used to saying Freedom early on in this game. They were victims of a few penalties, but procedural penalty for Liberty, and they're going to get. Hey, we saw what their intention was. They were going to continue to get Gabe Green involved in this one. They had that sweep toss to the outside, had some room there. Reset and try it again.
They'll move this back to the 26. Fontanez comes to the near side and does connect. Not much there in the beginning, but the extra effort powering forward. And that's what's important. You get the extra 4 yards by Cole Dano.
Yeah, Dano didn't want to go down on that play, and credit him for keeping it alive. That's the kind of play you wish you had more yardage to show for it. Despite getting a 7-yard game there, it felt like he should get more than that in the stat sheet. And Fontanez had to sneak that through a window, by the way. He had some pressure in his face. And he's been really cool under pressure here today. A couple opportunities where Freedom really got in his face with a pass rush, and he stays cool and collected, moves his feet, and finds his open receiver. He's been very efficient today.
On the ground they go to Green. Green found a little seam, and it'll be a couple yards short of that first down marker.
Hey, after that false start in on first down, you're sitting on 3rd and short. I think if you're Coach Dano, you take that. They got some very effective plays, the first 2 plays of this possession. So getting a little jumpy down there on that Freedom defensive line.
Yeah, no doubt.
Credit Liberty for staying still, not moving.
They go to the far side, get a good block. And they will get the first down. A nice reception and some extra by Lesius Bravo.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, great play design because you had the outside receiver come in, chip block there in the slot, and we talked about them faking that Gabe Green run, finding that wide receiver screen. That's exactly what we saw there. You came to it on a 3rd down conversion, now in Freedom territory.
So Liberty going no huddle. Still taking their time in between the possession, but the Pulse is now in Freedom territory down to the 47-yard line, 7:33 on the clock. And they'll chip this across to Green. Green stays on his feet, and Green will get across the 45 down to about the 44-yard line.
Yeah, do a lot of that check with me from the sidelines. Both teams do it. We talked to Coach Roeder before the game, and depending on what your quarterback sees at the line of scrimmage, defensive alignment, what the defense does on the snap, quarterback can pull it and run, pull it and pass. You have to have an experienced quarterback to do that. Chase Walker certainly does it for Freedom, and we're seeing Fontanez do it here for Liberty.
So clock winding to 7 minutes. And the Canes will call a timeout here. So clock stops at 7:15. Timeout brought to you by Matheson, the gas professionals. Are you ready to fuel your career? Join our team and ignite your potential in the industrial gas industry. Check out our exciting career opportunities at mathesongas.com. That's MATHESON gas.com. If you're a student from any District 11 school interested in broadcasting, journalism, and photography, check out D11sports.com. Follow your dream, get close to the action, take part in our student internship program. For more information, contact your athletic director, or reach out to myself or Dave at D11sports.com. Mike, your thoughts here? I mean, we're still 7 minutes. A lot can happen here in these 7 minutes.
If you're both teams, you're satisfied. I think you're not thrilled, but satisfied. I would think there's opportunities for both teams that you wish you were able to capitalize on. If you're Coach Roeder, you probably want to clean up the penalties in the first half, and if you're Coach Dano, you wish you had that one touchdown from the first possession, but you're within striking distance. And I think both coaches would tell you they feel pretty good. And we finally have seen now, midway through the second quarter, Al, that the nerves are starting to calm down. They're not as sloppy on either side of the ball. So let's see what Liberty does here offensively on this possession.
Fontanez looking to throw, and he gets intercepted. The ball's going to be on the ground. It's going to stop right there. But the INT, just standing there waiting for it, was Ryan Roeder.
Well, and this is the one thing we've been saying about Fontanez. Cool under pressure, but maybe just held the ball a little bit too long that time. Ball goes up in the air, and Freedom capitalizes it, and we have an additional penalty here. Dead ball foul against Freedom. But, yeah, just too many people in his face, and Fontanez puts one up. Some taunting penalties here for Freedom. So they'll move them backwards, but they get the possession.
Mike, huge play. Ryan in the right place at the right time. That ball, as it was getting, scrambled, just stood there and waited for it.
Credit the pass rush. The pass rush forced that interception, and, they're getting after Fontanez, and that was the first time they actually got home. And instead of a sack, it was a turnover, and I think you much prefer the sack in that situation. Now this is where we can see the momentum swing to Freedom. They've already had the lead. If they come away with points here, that's going to be hard to continue to come back from.
No question. They start things off through the air with Crowell.
Nice and easy. Kind of expecting the run, so they switch it up a little bit and go to the pass. And nothing crazy. We're talking 5 to 7 yards. Set yourself on second and manageable. Now it's on Liberty to step up defensively and find a way to stop that running game.
From their own 37-yard line. Walker to throw. Has a receiver, and there's some contact there.
Yeah.
And they'll say clean on the way down.
Yeah, Vasquez definitely had a jersey in his hand, but no call there by the referee. Let him play it out. But nice deep shot, and then also some great pressure on the play by Liberty. J.J. Pujols coming up. Nice fake to the inside and ultimately provides the outside pressure. But Walker had the ball on the money, and I guess the ref didn't see enough to throw the flag there.
Big play here, 3rd down and 2. I mean, Beat has obviously had his way when he gets the ball. That's a little bit more than probably 2 yards. And as I say that, He gets stuffed up.
Yeah,
now it's decision time, Mike.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if you're going from here, but the way that Freedom has been moving the fall before that, they've gotten it. But this is a momentum shift if you go for it.
I think you should have the confidence in doing what you're able to do. And looking on the far sideline, coaching staff for Freedom bringing in the H-back Jacob Haas. I would expect him to be involved, certainly as a lead blocker, but go in that larger package and see if you can just bully your way for these 2 yards.
Yeah, huge play right here in this football game. 6:20 on the clock, 4th down and 2. The ball sits at the 37-yard line. And Beat goes forward, and the extra effort, well, they mark him. The far side official has it at a first down. The near side official does not.
Oh, that was an interesting spot. Let's put it that way. Yeah, and Freedom or the Liberty fans don't like it. I tend to agree. I couldn't see the far side official might have had the better view, but credit Freedom for just stepping up to the line of scrimmage and continuing this drive.
So the ball sits at the 40-yard line. Freedom's drive continues. Walker far side, and the ball was caught. Not much on the pickup, however.
Colwell was a one-handed catch there.
Yeah.
Gotta love that. Still making the clock burn down a little bit, and Liberty got the ball first, so you figure Freedom get some points this possession and get the ball again at halftime, after a halftime.
And that's key, too. Freedom on top by a score of 14-10. And the football from the 41. And they take it on the ground, a lot of space and a lot of movement, and you're going to go here all the way downfield to Sean Johnson. 59 yards for the touchdown.
Wow, fantastic effort there. Let's take a look at that again on the far side as we're so worried about other areas of the Freedom offense, and this has just been a big playability, and wow, the entire offensive line sealed that, so there was a lot of running room on the outside. All you had to do was beat one defensive back, and Johnson gets that long touchdown run. So beat with one over 50 yards, that one. We got the tabulation there, Al?
59.
59.
Extra point, no good. 20-10 is your score.
We talked about kicker for Freedom, missing some time here, covering from an injury.
Yeah, Michael Delury, I think he's out. He's also a very, very good soccer player.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that being said, you look at the score 20-10. We talked about in the beginning, those turnovers, they become points. That's huge, right? And what we're seeing is, Fontanez got intercepted by Ryan Roeder. That led to 6 more points.
Well, yeah, points off turnover is obviously a huge deal. And credit Freedom for taking it. And honestly, Liberty was playing some great defense, stuffing the ball at the line of scrimmage. That 4th down conversion, obviously big for Freedom. And then, of course, another long touchdown run. And so credit Freedom for finding ways to move the ball on the ground. And it's not just Aaron Beat, who we talked about in the pregame. It's a 2-headed rushing attack with Freedom.
So this becomes an interesting drive. There's 5 minutes on the clock. The momentum has kind of switched. You mentioned, Freedom gets the football, right? It started the second half. And if you're Liberty right now, you're down by 10. It seems like you're really controlling the football game there for a little bit, but you're down by 10 against a Freedom team that, has won 8 games this year. So this becomes an interesting drive, really, the way this game is going to go.
Yeah, you need to come back, and we talk about going blow for blow, and that's what it had been up until this point. Freedom continuing how
about that? How about that perfect spot?
You kind of want to be able to say that you planned that. But the last time, that exact same spot where they were kicked at the last possession and went out of bounds, had to re-kick it. And this Freedom team, and I mean, that's on purpose. I think that's something that they probably planned for, special teams-wise, giving Liberty the ball right there around the 25-yard line. And now it's on Liberty to come back in a big way here. You got to recover. We talked about Freedom recovering after the loss to Easton last week. What are you going to be able to do now that you got punched in the mouth if you're Liberty, right? You got that interception in the last possession. Come back out here, reestablish yourself, get yourself some points before the half now that we're under 5 minutes to go, and go into the locker room and find out what you're going to do second half. So a crucial possession here for Liberty.
And they'll start things off on the ground. And again, we talked about that momentum in a rivalry game, in any game, but in a rivalry game. You see the defense. I mean, it's only one play, but you just scored a touchdown after an interception. It seems like it just jacked you up one more level for Freedom.
Well, and also you can change the way you look at things defensively, too. You can be a little bit more aggressive with the lead because you feel like Liberty may feel like they need to pass. You provide pressure on the quarterback. Fontanez has looked good to this point other than the interception. But we'll see what they could do.
Well, they tried to put that one in a place that almost got picked off. You know, flying across on that play was Xavier DeJesus.
Well, you know, Liberty anticipating the pressure, and credit Fontanez for moving out of the way of it. And I'll tell you what, nice recovery defensively for Freedom on the outside. They were looking for that short pass, and now you're set up with a 3rd and long here.
Clock stops at 4:27. Fontanez gets a block by Green, gives an extra time in the middle part of the field, and he'll connect. Oh, that one is going to go to the house.
Zaire Davis making a case for early player of the game nod. If Liberty were able to get this one out, but figure this one out, Davis's name is going to be front and center. Already had one long touchdown catch, and you thought that Fontanez was going to look for the receiver to the right. No, he comes back left, and Davis comes right across and obviously collides with his own man there and is able to keep his balance, stay upright, and gets the long touchdown pass for Liberty, and they're back into this game right now. And then now we talk about the missed extra point for Freedom, kind of rearing its ugly head. Yeah, we're only down. We have to make sure that Liberty makes this extra point here, but now you're only talking about a field goal game as opposed to having to get a touchdown later. And I say all that,
yep.
But you can see the flag at the far end of the end zone. It is blowing down there. Some caution taped out there on the softball field. It is certainly blowing here at BASD on the field level, not so much here in the press box.
76 yards on that reception. You know, you're catching and then you're going, and you said it was wide open space there.
Yeah. Interesting here. Against Freedom. So half the distance. They're calling timeout. They may want to go for this here. So instead of kicking the extra point,
I don't know.
You don't like that one?
I don't know if I like it. Timeout brought to you by Matheson, the gas professionals. Are you ready to fuel your career? Join our team and ignite your potential in the industrial gas industry. Check out our exciting career opportunities at mathesongas.com. That's MATHESON gas.com. Al DiCarlo, Mike Raymond up here in the booth. And, Mike, we were talking about the classifications. You know, right now, going into today, Easton's 1, Freedom 2, Parkland 3, Liberty 4, Emmaus 5, Nazareth 6, Northampton 7, and Stroudsburg 8. It looks like Freedom's going to stay in that 2 spot. We realize that. Liberty, with a win, could jump up to 3 and then make it a 3-6 matchup. You know, you could possibly see Parkland Emmaus again after a 27-0 win. But, you know, they'll have to see how that all gets figured out after the game. And obviously Allen and Deer for playing as well. And, you know, you put that in some stipulations to see those extra points there. Christian Hackett with the extra point attempt here for the Canes. As that touchdown is a touchdown before, it woke up the crowd on both sides really, because you're realizing that this could be, Mike, that game that you remember in 2024 when this is starting to be that kind of game.
Well, and we talked about the seeding for Liberty. I'm sure they're not even worried about that at this point, but you know, with the win here going all the way up to the 3 seed, come on. That would be a huge step in the right direction for Coach Dano's program, and we talked about it on the field. But I said to him before the game, you know, I've seen your team, I've been watching this team, and you know, if you listen to me on the radio, I've been on the Liberty Hurricanes since last year. I was a year ahead of schedule, But I said to him, you're winning those close games that you lost last year, and that's a huge step in the right direction for the growth of this football program. And I said, this could be the biggest step. And he said, yeah, that'd be a big one, though.
Yeah. And the old, you play one snap at a time, one game at a time.
Yeah. Well, he was jacked up, ready to go. You mentioned he was looking for 105. 105 kickoff here at BASD.
So Fontanez with a pair of touchdowns, one from 32 to Zaire Davis, and the second one from 76 yards.
Having problems keeping that ball on the tee here.
All right, so let's talk about that a little bit too. We talked about the wind.
Right.
So, when you get to the second half, depending on which way you're going kind of thing, how does that play into all this?
Well, who know, never know. They might die down as the day gets later.
Absolutely.
But right now it's certainly wreaking havoc, certainly in the Liberty kicking game. And you got to think, too, if that affects the way you approach things offensively, you don't want to go to the air as much if you're having to deal with this wind. Much better kick this time.
Yeah, the ball starts at the 3-yard line and spinning out of bounds after some drives. Giuliday.
Looked like Pujols wanted to pop that one out there. He had his hand in there on the ball. Credit Freedom for keeping their hands on it. And it's interesting, just a few minutes ago, going on the clock, this was a much different game. And it felt like the momentum had shifted to Freedom. Now it just seems like Liberty's sticking around. They're being that pest. We know Freedom is the 2 seed for a reason in 6A. Liberty's showing them that they can be right there with them. And they've been right there with them. Think about that game against Nazareth earlier this year. Right at the half, this was a really close game. It wasn't until later in the game that Nazareth pulled away right here at BASD. But Liberty certainly can do it. They got to do it for fourth quarters, though.
And the first carry of this drive by Beat. Beat's been solid today, as he's been all year long. I mean, we talked about his numbers. He's over 1,200 yards rushing on the season.
Yeah, and a couple big runs here today, including the 50-yard touchdown run on third down. Third in like forever, and you hand the ball to Beat, and he ends up into the end zone. That's got to feel really good. But, yeah, he's going to be that focal point of this offense, especially if the wind continues like this. You don't want Chase Walker having to throw into a stiff breeze.
From the 37, Walker looks downfield. He gets flushed out. Now has some space if he wants to run with the football. Instead, he'll throw it away. Thought maybe he had a little angle there to take off. Decided not to.
Yeah, it's a smart play by him. Get what you can get out of it. If there's nothing there, just come back. You have second down. And, again, we talk about the veteran leadership with Chase Walker being a senior. A lot of what goes on offensively goes through him, whether it's the run-pass option, whether it's him being one of the best passers in the EPC. We're definitely one of the guys out there that makes this offense run. Obviously Beat gets a lot of the headlines, but it all runs through Walker.
Second down. Beat. And Beat's going to go through the middle. And Beat gets down to the 30. Has 2 guys to beat, and he's in front of them down to the 10-5 touchdown. 63 yards for Aaron Beat.
They're not even getting across the 50-yard line before they're handing the ball and getting these big gash runs. And Aaron Beat, wow, you got to make sure that you get a hand on him, or else he's going to continue with that speed. And you saw for runs of 50, and that one was 63 yards. And you can see it here. You got to get your hands on him if you're Liberty. Credit the offensive line. Because they're creating nice holes, and the vision of Beat finding the hole first and then being able to find that cutback lane to get across the field for the long touchdown run. Extra point up and good. It's a 27-17 game here at BASD.
So Freedom answering right back after the Liberty touchdown. We're having some big plays in this game. We're not. This is a big play kind of game.
On both sides. It's through the air if you're Liberty, and it's obviously on the ground if you're Freedom. Whether it be Beat or all the other players out there. We haven't seen Walker run with it at all, but certainly LaShawn Johnson had the long touchdown run earlier today. It's multifaceted offense for this Freedom Patriots team. And credit the offensive line. We talk about the playmakers, but credit the offensive line for creating those holes and allowing those running backs to thrive. They'll give the credit, post game to the offensive line, but they're making the job of the running backs much easier.
Yeah, no question about that. Glad you could join us here on D11Sports.com Game of the Week, presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine. Final day of the regular season before the postseason gets underway next Thursday. They'll go Thursday, Friday, Saturday next week, and move on from there. I'm wishing all the teams the best of luck as they enter the postseason play. But right now, this game has been great. I mean, everybody in attendance, they're enjoying this one because they're seeing a back-and-forth kind of game, and we still have 3:17. I mean, the way they're scoring now, you don't know what's going to happen here. I mean, that was less than a minute between touchdowns for either teams. This will be returned, and it's picked up by Puxon. Puxon drives forward and will get taken down right around the 35-yard line.
Haven't even hit the 3-minute mark yet, but would you have guessed 44 first-half points?
No. No, not even close.
Gotta love Shadow coming in, contributing for the Freedom Patriots, the dog grabbing the tee. Gotta love him.
You were hanging with him before the game?
I was. Hey, if there's a dog around, I'm hanging. I said to Shadow's owner that I wish my dog could come out. He would probably jump up and bite somebody, I'm sure.
That's not good, Mike.
No, he's a lot of energy. He's a puppy.
From the 35, Liberty down 27-17.
Ooh.
And nowhere to go here on the first down. And this becomes interesting here. Again, depending on what happens, and Freedom decides after this next down or the third down to stop the clock and get the ball back with some time left.
It could. Yeah, that could certainly flip the script here. But wow, that credit to Jesus, by the way, getting in there quick and disrupting that play from ever getting started.
But Liberty has their playmakers ready to keep this drive going. They've got great field position. They'll give this one to Green on a delay, and Green will push up forward, spin through, and we'll get down to about the 42-yard line.
Love the play design there.
Yeah, third down and manageable here for the Canes with 2:25 and counting.
That middle of the field opened wide open for that counter play. You thought perhaps you're moving to the outside, but no, they're going to stay patient, give the ball into Green, and get him up the middle. And that was quite the play design by Frankie Lane.
So third down and 3 from the 42. Fontanez throws, and he completes it. There could have been more there for Green, but he gets tripped up himself there and gets inside the 45, first down, and all new downs and all a great performance here by Liberty.
Very similar to what they ran down there at the goal line, and this time Green gets the ball. No touchdown, but a first down and moving the chains into Freedom territory. But, yeah, that was very similar to the play that they ran at the goal line that was on the first possession for Liberty.
4 receivers from the 44. Fontanez going up top. That's in trouble, and that one's intercepted. That ball hung up there for a while. Jelani Fedrick will take it. There's a flag on the play, but Fedrick's going to return this to the 40-yard line, and there's a flag at the end of that play as well. So we'll assess here and see what happened because the first flag came at the 20-yard line. Not sure if there was any contact down there.
I'll tell you what. On that interception, Paul, you mentioned the wind, hung up there a little too long. I think without the wind, that might have been a 50-50 ball. That certainly flipped the script when it came to how long it stayed up there, and Freedom was able to capitalize. Wondering what the flag is here. We'll take another look at the play here. Fontanez had time to threw it up there. You almost thought that he could come away with that.
Yeah.
That deep ball there. It was Bravo for Liberty in the area.
Well, taking a lot of time here making this call. Again, you got 1 minute and 37 seconds left. This is a big call in the game.
Well, you got 2, so we got to figure out what happened down here on the near side 20-yard line.
Yep.
And then at the end of the play on the far side 40, where the other flag is. So we'll see what the refs have to say here.
It looks like it's going to be against Freedom. Because I saw Jason Roeder not happy with the call on the far side.
So holding on defensively, and then, of course, it looked like maybe a legal block in the back
Yeah, I didn't see that
on
call.
the return.
Yeah, so you're watching this one. The 2 penalties you got. Okay, here's the first. It's the second one that.
Both against Freedom. All right.
So you have no INT here, and instead Liberty will have the football. I'm going to move this ball. I think it's going to be around the 32. There's no football. We need a football to play, by the way.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you know that.
Well, avoiding disaster there if you're Liberty. It took a while for them to sort it out, but we got it going here. Minute 30.
All right, back to action here. 27-17, Freedom leading Liberty.
Got to like them taking shots, though, by the way.
No question about it. And they have the threats. They go for the reverse, and they bring it right back, and they have a receiver wide open. It's Puxon. Oh, yes. Touchdown. 35 yards on the razzle-dazzle.
I'll tell you what. Credit Liberty for that gutsy call, especially at a point in the game where momentum kind of went flat. You needed something before the end of the half. You wanted to make sure that you're in good position. And this is certainly one where you don't want Puxon behind you on the defensive side of the ball. And we'll see it here. Nice reverse play. And oh, wow. Both Freedom defenders with their eyes in the backfield, they thought that reverse was coming. And Puxon comes away with a great catch. That's one that we're going to be replaying certainly in the postgame. So still only a 3-point game. And wow, the scoring is alive at BASD Stadium this afternoon. Yeah, go from an intercepted ball to an amazing trick play. I think I used to run that play in Tecmo Bowl back in the day. that was a Montana to Rice special there. The reverse back to the quarterback. And both you saw the defensive back and the safety put their eyes in the backfield, and Puxon went right by him. Maybe it wins an Oscar at that acting job.
Wow, 27-24 is your score. In reverse, they flip it back, throws it. Puxon saying, I'm wide open here. Just give me the ball. I got it. And that's after the interception that didn't happen. So, there's a big difference. You get the ball back. You're leading by 10, and you have the football. But now all of a sudden it's a 3-point game. But the way this game has been going, a touchdown at 4:18, a touchdown at 3:17, a touchdown at 1:19.
3 timeouts left for Freedom, so this is going to be an interesting possession to see how they work the clock here. So it's the one bad thing about that play call is you still left a decent amount of time for Freedom to go down the field.
I think everything we expected, a little bit more in this game.
Well, it tells you the margin of separation between these two. And
agreed.
Not as wide as you may think. Despite the record for Liberty, Freedom coming into the year was well respected, and we know a lot about what they can do. But Liberty's showing that they don't need. They're not intimidated at this point. Let's put it that way. So about 1:16 left on the game clock. End of the first half. You like your position. You're still leading. You liked it a little bit more if it was 28-24 without the missed extra point.
Right.
But you still get the ball out of the half. See if you can double up on points here before and after. Starts with before here.
And they go on the ground. They attack it that way. This guy's been solid all day.
Only about 8 seconds coming off the clock, and now you're already at midfield.
Yeah, but Beat just, it seems like, he gets that only a little space, and he's getting himself some huge yards here.
Great first step for Beat.
First down and 10, Freedom from midfield.
So the clock just over a minute. Walker's going to throw. Middle part, and he goes the outside, and that one incomplete. He was looking downfield for Shakri Colwell.
Looked like he had a step there.
Second down and 10.
But this is where you can take those shots on a first down at midfield. Had the single coverage on the near side. And Caldwell's he's the guy you want to go to in those situations. Let your best receiver go out there and get you on. We saw Puxton do it for Liberty last possession. See what Caldwell can do here for Freedom.
So second down and 10 right from midfield. Go back to the ground. This has been effective. And maybe 7.5 or so on the carry by Beat.
The bigger thing is they did not go out of bounds there, so the clock continues to move. And there's the first timeout for Freedom.
Timeout brought to you by Matheson, the gas professionals. Are you ready to fuel your career? Join our team and ignite your potential in the industrial gas industry. Check out our exciting career opportunities at mathesongas.com. That's MATHESON gas.com. We are here at Bethlehem Area School District Stadium. It is the 58th meeting between these two teams. It's led by Liberty 34-23. Last couple years, Freedom 41-14, Freedom 38-7, Freedom 28-13. COVID year didn't play. Freedom 23-19 and Freedom 14-7.
That was the district playoff.
The district playoff game, and the regular season game went to Liberty 29-10, and that was back in 2018. But what's at stake, not only the bragging rights here and a big game, is your positioning, and that's also the a chance for Liberty to move up some spots would be big for them.
Yeah, with a win they can get all the way up to 3, and maybe with a date against Parkland.
Third down and 2. Beat. He'll get the first down. I think they have to call another timeout, will they? Oh, they're not. So they'll stop the clock until they put it down and they get themselves in position. Clock's rolling already. Lost a couple seconds there.
Yeah, definitely.
Walker looking to throw, comes to the near side, and making a quick move is Fedrick. And they're going to have to stop the clock here. So another timeout here by the Patriots with 25 seconds on the clock.
It looks like they'll be kicking into the wind if they do want to attempt a field goal here at this end of this possession. So I would expect everything's on the table. I would think maybe even a fourth down if that. Oh, they don't really do fourth downs over there at Freedom, do they? We haven't seen much of that yet. Well, just one.
Don't see that. Timeout brought to you by Matheson, the gas professionals. Are you ready to fuel your career? Join our team and ignite your potential in the industrial gas industry. Check out our exciting career opportunities at mathesongas.com. That's MATHESON gas.com. If you're Coach Dano right now and Liberty, again, no points here. You're going to the locker room very, very pleased the way, for the most part, your team has played. You give up a 3, I think you're still okay. You don't want to give a touchdown. You don't want to have a big play to end the half with a momentum going to the locker room knowing Freedom gets the football.
Well, yeah, you want to minimize your exposure here. So you be disciplined. We saw some trick plays for Liberty. I would expect Freedom to not try to do too much here. Obviously play for the points, whether that be 3 or 7. But if they're going to go big, they're going to go here.
Yeah, from the 31. Walker pumps and now throws.
Oh, wow.
In traffic. There's got to be a flag there on Puxton. It is. Even think the Freedom cheerleaders may have threw their flag in, from that side. A lot of yellow moving out.
Puxton had his hand so far onto that collar that you could see the entirety of the shoulder pads coming through the jersey there. So that was quite the penalty there. I guess that it's better than the alternative in being beat deep.
Yep.
So we called it. If it was going to be a shot, they were going to do it early. And we saw Walker show off his arm talent because that ball was on the money. There wasn't that interference.
So Freedom in business. Now, that again, they do have a timeout left. They have 1. So technically you have a couple plays here.
Yeah, you can use the whole field too.
From the 16. They go to Beat. Beat goes through the middle, and he gets taken down, and they'll have to stop their last time out here. And here, this is what you have here. You snap the ball, you throw it into the end zone, try to score a touchdown. You don't get it. You may have time for one more.
I would think 2 plays here. 12 seconds, you can get 2 plays off.
Just can't keep anything in the inside of the field. So glad you could be here with us today on the final day of the regular season, a picture-perfect afternoon in Bethlehem. An opportunity for Liberty and Freedom, our D11Sports.com Game of the Week, presented by St. Luke Sports Medicine. The band is getting ready to perform at the half. And we always say what a performance it always is. The pregame was sensational as well. And they're as much as a part of this game because it's tradition when you talk about the bands here. And bringing the younger kids in here as well was fantastic.
The band's out. The teachers are out. I told you earlier on the radio, I love all the teachers in the stands from the elementary schools, the middle school bands. A friend of mine has a young daughter who's a varsity cheerleader here. And so they got all the families out here in support of all these kids.
2nd down and 6, the ball at the 12. Walker looking to throw, goes far side and incomplete. 7 seconds. This is going to be close here. They took some time there. They may have one last chance, or they may just try to kick a field goal here.
I mean, if they do decide to run a play here, it's got to be a pass, and it's got to be out of his hands in 2 seconds. And if it's not caught in the end zone, they're going to be in trouble. It has to be a shot to the end zone here, and they're going to try to run something. You know, obviously, in this scenario with a healthy kicker, you're kicking this.
No question. Seven seconds on the clock from the 12-yard line. Walker looks, and he'll throw this one, and incomplete, and no flags. There's 1 second on the clock.
Wow. And it looked like they were looking for Beat out of the backfield there. Oh, no, excuse me, that was Caldwell, who was in the corner of the end zone. So they will attempt a field goal here. So you got Nate Stannard coming on for Freedom.
So the field goal to increase the lead by Stannard. That one is up, and that one is good. Was that 29 yards?
27.
27 yards.
And there's your halftime score.
And we will try to get Anna Howling with Coach. And she has him ready to go, so we'll hopefully get him right there. And we go down to Anna Howland.
I'm Anna Howland here with Coach Daynow of Liberty. This game has been back and forth scoring wise. Can you talk a little bit about how you feel going into the second half?
Yeah, I mean, we're basically starting over, right? 6-point game going in. It's been a hell of a football game. We got to do a better job between the tackles on defense. We've had some busts there. Not so much guys getting beat as much as not being in the right place. So clean that up, we'll be all right.
What has your team done best in this half in order to keep the pace?
Score points. Bottom line, we've been scoring, matching them, so we need to continue to do that.
All right, thank you very much. Good luck in the second half. Back to you guys.
All right, great job there by Anna. Thanks to Coach for stopping by. We'll take a break. We'll be back. You're watching our D11Sports.com Game of the Week presented by St. Luke Sports Medicine.
Many people have remarked about the sideliner medical tents, and that's something that you often won't find at the secondary school level.
It felt like a little bit more like a collegiate or a professional atmosphere with things like HIPAA and making sure that there's privacy for our student athletes when they're being treated. I think it adds an extra layer of that so that our kids can be seen and evaluated without the entire community looking on. And ultimately, if it's something that has to be addressed, it's done privately.
It also provides an opportunity for us to send the message to the community that we're going above and beyond, for our partners in Bethlehem Area School District.
We are so proud that we won our Top Workplaces Award 2 years in a row.
We are, without question, the #1 health system in this valley. Every award we get demonstrates that every day, over and over and over again. And who gets the credit for that? Our employees.
They continually show up committed and dedicated to our patients, our families, our communities, and each other.
We are back. So glad you could join us in a really great game here. 30-24 is your score. We go down to the field for the halftime show with the Freedom High School Marching Band.
The show isn't over yet. No Bruno Mars show would be complete without his chart-topping hit from 2014, Uptown Funk. So get on your feet and clap along, because Uptown Funk gonna give it to you. It's tradition, it's the 2024 Drum Solo. This year's solo is titled Grizzly and is composed by our drum instructor, Chris DeRemer. We'll then end with just a little finesse. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2024 Freedom Patriot Marching Band.
That was the Freedom High School Marching Band performing at the half. It's I think it was a 25-minute halftime here at Liberty High School at Bethlehem Area School District Stadium. And now we'll see the Liberty Grenadier Marching Band. Again, they take half the stadium up. Again, if you joined us in the pregame, they not only had the two bands, but they also had the other schools within the Bethlehem School District, which is fantastic to see. And an opportunity to really display the talents of all these students here at both schools, Liberty and Freedom. The score is 30-24 in favor of Freedom in a game that's really been back and forth, and all teams have had some tremendous opportunities and some big plays throughout this performance for sure. And while we're waiting for this band to make their way onto the field, and again, you'll have a good performance. Take you through the scoring. A 26-yard field goal by Christian Hackett made it 3-0 Liberty. Then a 50-yard touchdown run by Aaron Beat made it 7-3 Freedom. That was your score after one. Second quarter, a 32-yard pass from Antonio Fontanez to Zaire Davis made it 10-7. 25-yard Aaron Beat run made it Freedom 14-10. Fontanez was then intercepted by Ryan Roeder to 29. That led to a LaShawn Johnson 59-yard touchdown, made it 20-10. 76-yard touchdown by Fontanez and Zaire Davis. Freedom led 20-17. 63-yard touchdown run by Aaron Beat, 27-17. And then 37-yard touchdown on a reverse flea flicker, Fontanez to Puxton, 27-24. And then standard 27-yard field goal, 30-24. Down to the field and the Liberty Grenadier marching band.
It wouldn't be a Liberty Freedom halftime show without our Corps of Drums feature. Written by Stu Warmington of the Royal Marines, today's drum static is appropriately called Liberty Forever. To close our season of wonderful words, the Grenadier Band takes you to the Upside Down. Created for the soundtrack of Stranger Things, our closing song by Journey is a true statement of what today is all about. That liberty and freedom will go their separate ways and are truly worlds apart. Their fundraising campaign. Be sure to scan the QR code that is up on the scoreboard to see how you can help support this great organization. Join the Grenadier Band along with Freedom and our 4 middle schools tomorrow afternoon when they march in the Bethlehem Halloween Parade. The parade steps off at 2 p.m. on Broad Street. Be sure to follow the Grenadier Band on social media at LHS Grenadier Band and see how you can help support their upcoming trip to Florida and their 2026 trip to London, England.
That was the Liberty High School Marching Band, and Anna Howland's down there with Fred Harris somewhere down there.
I am Anna Howland here with Fred Harris, the athletic director of Liberty High School. So there's a lot going on in a game like this. There's at 1.600 band players on the field, there's rival student sections, and most importantly, the football team. football teams. Can you talk a little bit about what goes into organizing an event like this?
Well, this started a couple months ago as we sat down with the 2 high schools, our city of police department, our administration, and really planned out the day from 7 a.m. all the way through until 5 o'clock tonight. It takes a ton of cooperation with our community, with our school, with our city police officers, both high schools and their administration, and of course these wonderful fans and bands. And when we put it all together, it's an awesome day for our community.
Can you talk a little bit about the environment in the high school leading up to today?
The energy in both high schools is electric. The whole week in both high schools, it was Spirit Week. Each day the kids had different themes. And then on Friday it culminates with pep rallies, flag football games, and just some decorating in each hallways. The schools become completely transformed into decorations by classes. It's sort of a battle of the classes type things at both high schools. But in the end of the day, it's all about today and showcasing not only our football teams, but our bands and our cheerleaders. And when it comes all together and it's a score like this and a beautiful day like this, you can't ask for anything more in Bethlehem. This is the best $6 you ever spend for entertainment. It's an awesome place.
And then what's your favorite part about today, if you could pick one?
About today? Wow, I just love the energy. If you think about the energy from start to finish, when I got here at 7 this morning, I took a picture of the sun rising over the school. And just hope that when the sun sets tonight, we win. So we'll see what happens.
All right, thank you very much. Yep. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks a lot to Anna Howling. We'll take a break and get ready to start the third quarter. You're watching our D11Sports.com Game of the Week, presented by St. Luke Sports Medicine.
We're here with the second annual camp. We're just giving back, teaching the kids the game.
Be able to just give back to the community, give back to the kids, the next generation, which is something I feel so passionately about. It's always great for me just to come out here and support any way I can. No matter where, giving back to the community is important to me. So the relationship that me and St. Luke's have is great.
Guys, we're 1-1.
Like, I'm really a big believer that God puts all in position, and God gave me a platform, and to be able to work with St. Luke's and use our platform together to make change in our community, and that's what our good team can do.
Start moving again. You can trust St. Luke's to provide excellence in orthopedic care. St. Luke's is the region's leader in robotic orthopedic surgery for knee replacements and offers the latest hip navigation technology using digital guidance for hip replacement surgery. Orthopedic innovations that allow for new levels of precision and safety while advancing patient care. St. Luke's, the orthopedic care you trust, now more than ever.
Since its inception, the Temple St. Luke's School of Medicine has focused on cultivating local talent. Training medical students in the Lehigh Valley has significant long-term benefits for our region's healthcare. Our medical students learn here, stay here, and establish practices here, becoming a true community asset. Start here and train with the next generation of healthcare providers for our region. Learn more at sluhn.org/SOM.
You let me know when you're. We are back in a great game, 30-24. Al DiCarlo alongside Mike Raymond. So glad you could join us as we get ready to start the second half of football. This one should be entertaining all the way to the end. St. Luke's is the region's only varsity team in sports medicine. Our team offers the most comprehensive and advanced treatment for athletic injuries, including athletic training, sports performance for individuals and teams, chiropractic, sports psychology, sports nutrition, physical therapy, and more. St. Luke's provides sports medicine services at more than 60 schools and cares for almost 40,000 student athletes in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. No matter your sport or position, we can train you to avoid injury and get you back on your feet and back in the game. The game is changing, and St. Luke's Sports Medicine is changing it. Today's game brought to you by Digital Scoreboard, your leader in video scoreboard displays. Keep your eye on the game and the score with Digital Scoreboards, where every moment matters. Proudly serving Lehigh Valley District 11, where every score and play shines bright. For over 175 years, New York Life has been helping families and businesses with their life, disability, and long-term care planning needs. Whether you have current coverage in place or in need of reviewing your options, please contact their office in Allentown to find the right plan to fit your needs. Call New York Life at 610-616-4430 today. Located in Allentown, Enter.net has been providing business website design and online marketing services since 1995. If you're a business owner and want to learn how to make your online presence work for you, Enter.net is a great choice. They can develop a state-of-the-art website, help with your social media, and get your business to show higher on Google. They're running a big 40% off special for all D11 Sports viewers. Visit Enter.net online or call 610-437-2221, extension 4. Enter.net is a supporter of high school sports and wishing all the players good luck. If you're a student from any District 11 school, interested in broadcasting, journalism, or photography, check out D11sports.com. Follow your dream, get close to the action. Take part in our student internship program. For more information, contact your athletic director or reach out to myself or Dave at D11sports.com. Support for D11sports.com Game of the Week comes from Michael R. Glovis, financial advisor at Morgan Stanley in Easton. For all your investment needs, call Michael R. Glovis at 610-559-6380, located at 101 Larry Holmes Drive, Suite 301 in Easton, PA. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC. And with that, Mike, I'll bring you back in. A long halftime, right? 25 minutes with the band. You go in the locker room. It's like starting over to me. That's how I feel. You're going back in. You got to get, you're refocused. A lot going on there in a very tight window of 30 to 24.
Yeah, 30 to 24. And honestly, you got to feel good if you're Liberty. I know Coach Dano said new half right before he went into the half with our interview on the field. You got to feel good. You got to reset the engines, come back out. First things first, shut down this Freedom offense. We know Freedom's getting the ball first here. Shut down the Freedom offense. See what you can do with that. And get the ball back and continue to do those explosive plays, which they've been. Both teams have had some amazing explosive plays here this afternoon. So we'll see if that goes by the wayside or if they continue to be aggressive. But both teams have had some success. More by the trick variety for Liberty.
Yeah, no question.
But at the end of the day, Freedom has been having those gash runs, certainly getting it done on the ground, and Liberty getting it done through the air.
And again, take a look at that website. District 11 website is going to have the matchups up soon. We'll have them up as well a little later on after these games are played. And we'll start things off with a flag. How's that?
Just starting the same way in the first half with some early flags that got things started. And, I guess we got to continue that trend here in the second half.
No problem. Big play so far today, you mentioned. 63-yard touchdown run by Aaron Beat. We had the reverse touchdown from Fontanez to Puxon. We had a couple of field goals. We had a 76-yard touchdown pass to Zaire Davis from Fontanez. So there's a lot. And you said this at the 6-minute mark of the second, and a lot happened from that 6-minute mark. You said Freedom comes out with the football. Yep. They do. They have a 6-point lead. They scored those last 3. Let's see how they start things off. And they'll go to the air to start things off as they fake the handoff, and they go to Shaquille Caldwell, who's got about 9 yards on that first play.
Well, Chase Walker, we know he's got the arm. He's taken a couple shots deep, hasn't connected on any, but certainly has the arm talent to get it there. And Liberty, credit them. And, when they know they are beat on the defensive side, we saw it on the far side right at the end of the first half. Puxon knows he beats, grabs this guy's his jersey and makes sure that the flag doesn't turn into a touchdown. So could credit that and keeping Chase Walker in terms of just passing yardage kind of at bay for the time being.
Yeah, he's just, came into the game about 150 yards short of 2,000 on the season. So Walker's going to go down here. He gets popped on the second guy that came in there, and that was a big stick by Ben Bartholomew, the senior who popped in at the last minute.
Well, Pujols was the guy who got the initial pressure for Liberty, and he's kind of been in the backfield after Chase Walker multiple times earlier in the first half, and he's just kind of hanging on for dear life till he gets some help there, and Chase goes down. But listen, this Freedom offense is not afraid of it. 3rd and long, that's right, going to be a 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8 right now for the Patriots. They've converted on multiple third down conversions the first half. We'll see if that continues here in the second half.
3rd down and 8, the ball at the 37. They go on the ground, and Beat will be right at that first down marker, and they will move the chains on that spot.
Yeah, just enough getting past the first down marker. And listen, whatever, you only needed 8 yards, you got 9. Continue this success on the ground, and listen, Beat we knew coming into the game, almost 1,200 yards rushing in 9 games already. That's saying something. And he's been running all over this Liberty defense today, and just a shorter variety. He can still run short too there, Al. You don't have to worry about these long gashing runs every time, right?
Nope. from the 46. Gonna throw, looks one way, comes the other way, and the reception is made right around the 46-yard line, 47-yard line on the pass completion into the hands of Amari DuBois.
Yeah, DuBois, yeah, just a nice little hitch route there. About an eight-yard gain there on the play, and I'll tell you what, nice and easy. Chase Walker not taking any deep shots, just getting those intermediate passing game going, and accurate. He throws a nice ball. I'll tell you what. We were standing on the field before the game. Those tall guys, it's a pitcher, obviously, for the baseball team, but here in football season, he has the arm talent to get to all these receivers.
On the ground, and they continue to attack the interior, and doing a good job there by LaShawn Johnson.
LaShawn Johnson had the long touchdown run in the first half, and nice change of pace, kind of spelling Aaron beat from time to time, and he's just as impactful running the football. And with LaShawn Johnson, obviously a sophomore, so we'll see him in the future getting his first action here at the varsity level in this Freedom Liberty rivalry matchup.
On the ground, beat all the way down to the 20-yard line.
Just right up against the offensive lineman, following the guys that are clearing the way for him. And, by the time the first Liberty defender has their hands on beat, he's already had this head of steam. So no matter what, that point of contact, he's dragging defenders for an extra 3, 4, 5 yards every time. I don't know what you got to do. You can't be overly aggressive, but you got to get your hands and wrap him up because he has certainly had his way with his Liberty defense.
So second half of play, the ball sits at the 20, a great opening drive of the second half for the Freedom Patriots. And the ball got loose there, and it's picked up by Liberty. Just as I say that, and picking up the football is Jaquin Vasquez.
Well, here's that change. This is exactly what Liberty needed. If you were only going to hold Freedom to the 3 points at the end of the first half, getting a turnover here is monumental for the Hurricane defense. And it was the backup running back, Johnson, coming in there. And credit Liberty continue to play until the whistle. And now they have shifted the momentum here. And now they have to come up with some offensive points here. And the opportunity to potentially take the lead here with this possession. They held that 3-0 lead early on, but have not led since.
So huge play for the Canes. See how Freedom responds on defense after that play.
Oh, they're going to go back to Gabe Green. He's the workhorse of this offense. Not surprising there. Going to check with me here. And seeing what Fontanez wants to do. Freedom playing a little bit off the receivers on the outside.
Throws into a part of the field. That one's intercepted. It gets deflected and goes in the hands of Jelani Frederick. And right back in business are the Freedom Patriots.
If Puxton gets his hands on that ball, he has a clear shot to go across the field. But that one gets tipped, goes into the hands of Freedom. And I'll tell you what, that was another shift in momentum. When Liberty thought they were just ahead of the curve, an interception changes the tide. Yeah, he would have had some space to go across the field there, but heady play there on defense by Frederick. And now the Patriots are in business again.
Joining those fans that are joining us here for the second half had some Wi-Fi issues. We will be sending this whole game back out a little later on tonight, but we'll get you here for an exciting second half of game that is 30-24 in favor of the Freedom Patriots. Freedom just fumbled the ball. They got it right back on an interception, and they have the football back here with 7:47 left in the third quarter. An exciting game. Al DiCarlo alongside Mike Raymond. Mike, kind of weird with the Wi-Fi, to be honest with you, because I say that the whole first half, there's no Wi-Fi that we had at all, and now all of a sudden the Wi-Fi out of nowhere, anywhere, is working like
we'll take it
like a charm.
We'll take it. Maybe the provider boosted the signal. It's like, well, look how many fans are in the stands here. There's a lot of bandwidth that's being soaked up.
Good old Joe Verizon. On the handoff to Aaron Beat.
And no matter what here, I think you've staved off worst case scenario for Freedom, because had Liberty been able to march down and get that at whatever points they were able to get there, it was a field goal or if they were able to take the lead with a touchdown, like that would have been a huge momentum shift for Liberty, and then the momentum pendulum swung back the way of Freedom. Now they have this 3rd and 4 to see what they could do here, if they can come away with some more points. Then I remember Standard hit a kick right at the end of the first half, and he's probably good from this range. So got a lot of options for Freedom.
Yeah, from the 16. Beat flying through the middle, has the first down, and it'll be 1st and goal Patriots here with under 7 to play.
Well, if you have a lot of options, you might as well go with the primary one. It's Aaron Beat. And again, a couple short yardage conversions here in the second half. Not the gashing runs quite yet. Just stand by. I'm sure he'll have another electrifying run soon enough. But he's been able to be their guy on 3rd down to move the sticks. And now he are inside the 10-yard line for the Freedom Patriots.
Beat will get another call. He'll get inside the 5, down to the 3-yard line, and all the way down to about the 2.
He just keeps churning those legs and carrying defenders, and I fully expect that running game to continue until they cross that goal line. But wow, Beat is really a special talent, and whoever they have, districts next week. We do know their matchup next week. They'll do the 2-7 matchup, but they're going to be a handful come postseason. Basically, everyone ranked 1 through 6 is going to be a handful in 6A.
Well, don't count 7 and 8. You never know what's going to happen at that point. If you're going 1 through 6, you might as well add 7 and 8 in there. And we get our first timeout of the second half. Timeout brought to you by Matheson, the gas professionals. Are you ready to fuel your career? Join our team and ignite your potential in the industrial gas industry. Check out our exciting career opportunities at mathesongas.com. That's MATHSON gas.com. Beautiful afternoon here in the Lehigh Valley in Bethlehem. A little trick-or-treating a little later on. Is that for you, Mike?
Dressing up?
You're bringing your dog out or what?
Yeah, he's certainly a menace. He belongs on the streets right now. No, we do. It's interesting.
You talk highly of that dog. Huh?
Well, I love him, but anyway, usually, Al, in addition to doing the Freedom Liberty game, we usually have an adult costume party. That's actually shifted to next weekend, so we'll do the adult costume party next week.
Okay.
I won't tell you what I'm dressing up as because it's usually a secret.
You usually have pretty good ones. Here's Beat, straight through the middle, powers forward, and is going to be a little short. He'll stop him right inside the 1-yard line.
Now it's just kind of Freedom leaning in and kind of establishing their dominance on the line of scrimmage. That was a key to the game, and we're seeing it here. And that's where you're going to see it most, right? Second half action is when you have a physical team, being able to just attack an opponent and do exactly what they're doing right here. Saying that our guys at the point of the attack are going to beat you, and that's what we're going to see on that Chase Walker touchdown run. It only makes sense to get Chase into the scoring action. Everybody else has had some scoring action here so far this afternoon for Freedom, including Beat, including Johnson. Might as well get the quarterback in the end zone as well.
Actually, there was not Walker, I don't think. I believe that was – that was Walker. Excuse me. 1 yard on the sneak. So think about there. Here's the extra point attempt. It should be start getting those crucial extra points, right? You're Liberty. You force the turnover. You're right back in the mix, and now all of a sudden you're down by 13 again.
Well, in Liberty needs they haven't really stopped Freedom. Other than the turnover, which I guess you count that as a possession, but other than the turnover, offensively Freedom has not been stopped and turned away. So you know that you're going to have to go blow for blow. Liberty has to come up with points this offensive possession, and it's crucial. If Freedom continues, they're going to want to grind you down here. What do you have left in the tank for the next quarter and a half to match what the intensity is going to be for Freedom? They're gonna meet you with physicality at the line of scrimmage. What can you do to match that if you're Liberty?
No, plenty of game here to play. As we got 5 minutes left in the third quarter. But Freedom responding right away and scoring that touchdown after that turnover. So we've seen our share of turnovers this afternoon.
We talked about, what the emotions of this game are, and we've seen them swing a few times in both directions. Now it's an opportunity for Liberty to get that momentum and emotion swinging their direction now.
Hudson and Green, team to receive for Liberty.
Canes will get the football back. This one on a short kick would take it at the 25-yard line. Wanted to kind of maybe pitch that one. Instead, they're going to get solid field position all the way up towards the 45-yard line after the return. So the Canes feeling good and a good run back.
Right, Terrence Irving, I believe.
Adrian DeLeon.
Oh, DeLeon, excuse me.
Again, if you're watching us here on Saturday afternoon, we welcome you aboard. Excited to have this game for you.
From their own 45-yard line.
Canes with the football.
And that's been primarily what they've been doing on first down with Gabe Green. Oh, there's those emotions.
Yeah, you're going for the strip. You're not getting it. You're waiting for that whistle. And then after the whistle, a little bit more extracurricular.
Tanner Wheeler, the senior lineman for Freedom, flagged on this play here. A little bit of extracurricular. But for Liberty, if you're running that play, they're on that first down. They're doing that read option. Gabe Green right up the middle in the A gap, and Freedom's kind of gotten used to it. And they've had their guys ready for it. But 15 yards for Liberty puts them into Patriot territory. Ball looking to be marked all the way down to the 38-yard line, as Liberty will take possession there on a 15-yard penalty.
First down and 10, Liberty. From the Freedom 37-yard line.
See if they go back down into that Gabe Green A-gap run.
Yeah, I was going to say, that middle part of the field has been their bread and butter. They've had that. There's Green.
I mean, if you got to figure, if we're calling it from the press box, the Patriots are ready for it. Trying to set up the pass. Infontanes has had some success through the air, so it's not like he can't sling it around. Got no one covering the slot. Oh, there we go. Okay. Adjusting the slot on the far side.
The ball sitting at the 37. You got pucks in here on the near side. They'll pitch this one across. And Green will get across the 35, excuse me. And bring up a big third down here. And, your Liberty, either way, you're going here twice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't get behind the 8 ball too much, especially when your defense hasn't been able to stop this Freedom offensive attack. You got to continue to take all the opportunities given to you, and that includes perhaps a 4th down conversion here. Let's get the 3rd down first, but what you're calling on 3rd down, if you're already going to go it on 4th down, that dictates what you're calling here.
From the 34, going to throw and has a receiver. They'll get the 1st down for sure, as he put that right where it had to be to Jackson Barlock.
They've had some success with those quick slants across the middle. Barlock got a step on his defender, and you can see him right there working the near side slot defender. And Barlock, one step, put it in the ground as Freedom was kind of sitting back into his own defense, and they found the hole there in the zone.
They go back to Green, and Green powers forward. Speaking of Barlock, Barlock is the son of Tim Barlock, who we had a chance to broadcast his games many years ago. For the Bethlehem Catholic Golden Hawks. He was He was the player.
But hey, you got to feel good about your field position here with your Liberty. Just be very disciplined. You got a second down opportunity here at the end of the third quarter.
Ball sitting at the 9. And can get a first down without a touchdown.
Playing press coverage here on the near side against Puxon.
Green, try to power forward, the extra foot, and then the extra steps with the legs will get him the first down. First and goal here for the Liberty Hurricanes, or am I wrong? Yes. Well, that chain's not moving yet, but I thought he got the first down.
Yeah.
There it is,
There
okay.
it is.
All right.
First down and goal, Liberty.
So the ball down to the 6.
Still content of spreading it out. They've been working the inside with Green. They also use him in the toss, try to get him into space, like they're doing again.
There's Green again, and tries to pop forward. It gets down to the 5-yard line.
Freedom's really putting those, outside linebackers, shifting them closer to like almost slot receiver territory to prevent those sweep plays that have gotten Green some decent amount of yardage. So they've kind of made the adjustment on the defensive side. Now it looks like they're just stacking the box.
They'll do it again from the 5, and they stay on the ground, and Green nowhere to go, and he was taken out on the play by Jacob Haas.
Jacob Haas. No one touched him on the way in, and Liberty going backwards on this one. And you'll have this third down, but you felt a lot better about it where you were a few minutes ago. We'll have to run one more play here at the end of the third.
This is a big play here. And the clock was down to 30 seconds. You got a third down and goal, and the ball still sits there at the 5-yard line. And look to throw, nothing there. Now throws, and that one incomplete. And we'll get another play here. And no thought of a field goal here, being down by 13. And sometimes you don't know when you're going to get back down there, so you got to take these chances.
You're fourth and goal on the 5-yard line. You pretty much know you got to pass here. So take that knowledge for what it's worth if you're Freedom. But a big fourth down here.
Fourth down and goal. We'll throw this one across, and that one's intercepted. They were looking for Puxon, and instead the INT by Xavier DeJesus.
Yeah, DeJesus sat on that route, and you're going to go to your best player in that scenario. So you're going to feed Puxon and credit Freedom on that play for just jumping the route. And it looks like we're going to have a penalty here. But while they're taking a look at it, we'll see the replay as a great defensive play here, jumping the inside route. It's funny looked like there was a little bit of confusion in the secondary, but it looks like they corrected it in just the nick of time to get the interception there. Freedom, another penalty. A lot of penalties for the Patriots today.
Yes. Now, it's still a quarter to play, but that was a big one.
Yeah, it's as many shifts in momentum as we had in the third quarter. That one was very substantial.
Did you think you were going to get 3 more plays before those 25 seconds?
No, I did not. I did not.
Here's Walker standing in his own end zone. And he'll hand the ball off, trying to get some yards and move it across the 10 up towards the 12-yard line. And that will wind down the clock. And we'll take a break. 3 in the books, 1 to play. You're watching our D11Sports.com Game of the Week presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine.
Welcome to St. Luke's. St. Luke's is the largest hospital system in the Lehigh Valley with 20,000 employees at multiple hospital campuses, all located throughout northeastern Pennsylvania and western New Jersey. Whether you're an experienced professional, an aspiring student, or a patient seeking care, you'll find your place here. Care doesn't just define your career at St. Luke's. Care is our culture.
Since its inception, the Temple St. Luke's School of Medicine has focused on cultivating local talent. Training medical students in the Lehigh Valley has significant long-term benefits for our region's healthcare. Our medical students learn here, stay here, and establish practices here, becoming a true community asset. Start here and train with the next generation of healthcare providers for our region. Learn more at sluhn.org/SOM.
We are back, 3 in the books, 1 to play, 37-24, Freedom over Liberty. Al DeCarlo, Mike Raymond, here on D11Sports.com. Liberty had a huge opportunity. Oh, Rocky Balboa is in the house.
Oh, nice.
Oh, and Rocky Balboa is gone, just like that. Oh, no, here he comes.
Well, that's actually Apollo Creed.
Oh, yeah, you're correct. Whoa.
Trying to send out the hurricane warning is Apollo. Hey, it is Halloween weekend, right? Hey, and when Halloween falls on midweek like it's going to next week, you get 2 weekends out of Halloween, right?
All right. Double bonus.
Double trick-or-treating.
3rd down and 3. Liberty's trying to hang tough in here. Freedom trying to extend this drive. Walker to throw, middle part of the field. And they will get just enough to move the chains for 4 new downs on the pass completion to Amari Du Bois.
And we're just seeing Walker just pick apart that Liberty defensive backfield. And you got the linebacker cheating up a little bit, expecting the run, and he just drops that ball right behind the linebacker that just kind of snuck up. It took a half step, and that's all he needed to complete that pass and get for a 3rd down conversion.
So the ball at the 18. We're in the 4th quarter, a 13-point lead, 37-24.
And you can see the pace of play. Coach Roeder is going to definitely slow things down here and grind this one out.
And I think you're going to get a heavy dose of number 6.
And you got to be prepared for that if you're Liberty. And this is going to be with the taxing part of things, where we know that they're going to be physical on the offensive line. It's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. You have to dig down. You have to find an opportunity to continue to strip the ball. Like you had that opportunity down here on this side of the field on defense. You got to do something to swift this momentum back and put Freedom back on their heels.
Second down for the Patriots. They go 2 receivers to the near side. And they stay on the ground and beat. 75 yards. He's going to go for another touchdown. Wow, he's been outstanding today. Absolutely outstanding.
Well, I think there's a reason now that we were previewing Aaron Beat as the beginning of this broadcast. It's because his explosive playability. That's multiple times today that he has found a crease and taken it to the house. And I'll tell you what, it's been impressive to watch because he gets ahead of steam, and you don't want to get in front of him. And you see him following his blocks right between the guard and the center, and no one from Liberty had a chance once he got that first step.
Extra point for the Patriots. And he's up and good. And just like that, the lead for Freedom is extended to 44-24.
And this is kind of what we've seen in the past at these games. They've been so close at halftime, and then when we get to the 4th quarter, Freedom turns it on, and they establish that dominance.
Located in downtown, Enter.net has been providing business website design and online marketing services since 1995. If you're a business owner and want to learn how to make your online presence known work for you, Enter.net is a great choice. They develop state-of-the-art website, help with your social media, and get your business to show up higher on Google. They're running a big 40% off special for all D11 Sports viewers. Visit enter.net online or call 610-437-2221, extension 4. Enter.net, a supporter of high school sports, and wishing all the players good luck. Our fourth quarter sponsor. Digital Scoreboards, proud sponsor of Lehigh Valley High School football, as a leader in video scoreboard displays. We're here to light up your Friday night and Saturday afternoons, proudly serving Lehigh Valley District 11, where every score and play shines bright. So the Canes will need something big here to get back into this one. The ball starts at the 9-yard line, and it's Puxon. A little delay step and seeing if something happens with that defense. And then there's some extra going on afterwards, so there may be something tacked on to this. I'm not sure.
Yep. And there's Shadow hanging out, doing an excellent job. Good boy, Shadow. Good boy.
Support for D11Sports.com Game of the Week comes from Michael R. Glovis, financial advisor at Morgan Stanley in Easton. For all your investment needs, call Michael R. Glovis at 610-559-6380. Located at 101 Larry Holmes Drive, Suite 301 in Easton, PA. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC. For over 175 years, New York Life has been helping families and businesses with their life, disability, and long-term care planning needs. Whether you have current coverage in place or in need of reviewing your options, please contact their office in Allentown to find the right plan to fit your needs. Call New York Life at 610-616-4430 today. So, yes, Mike, as you get ready for the postseason, there was a lot of penalties so far in this game, and we still have 10 minutes left.
I think that's the nature of this game, though. I think the nature of this game is emotions are high, and especially now, if you're Liberty, you can kind of see that the window is slowly closing here as we're coming up on 10 minutes to play here in the game, and they're going to have to find some quick strike offense abilities to come back down nearly 3 touchdowns.
They start things off on the ground, and not much there on the carry by Green.
I guess trying to hold the Freedom defense honest here before they start going to the air. But for the most part, Freedom has had that middle run stacked up, and credit the defensive line because they're making it very difficult to run the football.
Far side Green, and Green steps out of bounds. He was that close to going down that sideline.
You had to anticipate the pressure coming from Freedom there, and great call offensively on the screen pass, taking advantage of the aggressive nature of the defense. And, if he had been able to stay in bounds there, not only would he have got the first down, but he might have been up the sideline here out there on Elizabeth Avenue.
7 yards. Third down and 1.
Crucial third down opportunity here.
Yeah, they're going to try and make this turn on the far side, and right now he will not make it. Swarm of white jerseys. And, Mike, there's 9:30 left on the clock. Here's your game, really, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, offense should stay out, although it looks like Puxon coming to the sideline. Yeah, it's a little too deep.
Yeah, I think you got to punt it anyway. Yeah. And, maybe something happens.
Yeah.
And you get the ball back.
Now you're punting into the wind here, so you're not going to get the big shift in field position that you might ordinarily get. And evidenced, I don't know if you noticed this past kickoff by Stannard went additional probably 5 to 10 yards farther because he had the wind at his back. So you're kicking into the wind.
Well, that's dangerous.
Well, not bad. Kicking it low.
Not bad at all.
Under the wind. Not bad. But the enemy right now is the clock for Liberty. So we'll see if they can force a 3 and out or if Freedom is just going to grind this down And that's kind of what I'm anticipating, this grind-away style offense with, the big playability. And you got to be fatigued at this point, too. That defensive line for Liberty has kind of gotten beat up here the later that this game has gone on. So there's some fatigue that sets in after a while, and that's where it's won. It's won in the trenches.
From the 46. Beat, not this time, but boy, has he been phenomenal today.
Yeah, and credit Liberty for stacking it up there in the middle. And Beat got his face mask interlocked with a Liberty defender there on that one. But no, it's credit Liberty for stacking up the box, forcing the change in direction from Beat. Tried to bounce it outside, and they were gang tackling. And that's what needs to happen here. We've seen success defensively on first and second down for Liberty. It's that third down has been their weak point thus far this afternoon.
Second down play for Beat. And Liberty's trying anything to do just to get the ball back and see, but right now they're down by 20.
They brought in Nicholas Schenkel there on the defensive line, 250-pounder, 6'4". I saw him run in there, and he's trying to fill a couple of those gaps that Freedom has been so successful in opening up. But we've seen this opportunity before, Al. It's third and long for the Patriots, and they found ways to convert these third and long scenarios all game long, most of the time ending up in the end zone on third and long. Hey, that's exactly what you needed to see from Liberty for this possession. They stuffed the rushing attack, and you got to figure you knew it was coming, so it's a little bit harder to stop that rush, or a little easier to stop that rushing attack, I should say, when you kind of know it's coming. Coach Roeder just trying to milk this clock down.
Just a tremendous day. I think this, when you say, we're up in the press box, so you don't get that feel of the sun. You had mentioned before.
Yeah.
But with temperatures being in the, low 60s today, I think both stands are getting their share of sun. Sometimes you say, oh, well, the sun's going on one side, not the other. I think this is right over top right there.
So let that clock run down a little bit here, calling a timeout for Freedom. As they only have one left, and they don't need them.
Timeout brought to you by Matheson, the gas professionals. Are you ready to fuel your career? Join our team and ignite your potential in the industrial gas industry. Check out our exciting career opportunities at mathesongas.com. That's MATHESON gas.com. St. Luke's is the region's only varsity team in sports medicine. Our team offers the most comprehensive and advanced treatment for athletic injuries, including athletic training, sports performance for individuals and teams, chiropractic, sports psychology, sports nutrition, physical therapy, and more. St. Luke's provides sports medicine services at more than 60 schools and cares for almost 40,000 student athletes in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. No matter your sport or position, we can train you to avoid injury and get you back on your feet and back in the game. The game is changing, and St. Luke's Sports Medicine is changing it. So Liberty will get the football back. And Puxon is going to return this one. And now the ball at around the 24-yard line.
A little bit better field position than your last possession. But you're gonna need to move quickly here. You don't gonna have time to do the Gabe Green up the middle running attack. You got to find ways to move the ball effectively through the air. And that's on Antonio Fontanez and those wide receivers. And if you're Freedom, you got to lock in. We know that Zaire Davis has beat you a couple times deep, and Puxon certainly has had an impact as well. So there's a couple guys that can burn you if you're Freedom. So lock in on some of those talented wideouts. Also seen a little bit of Jackson Barlock as well. Have some success there, and it looks like got one other player there in the slot.
Part of the field as he throws the first play. And again, you're saying, they're going to have to go quick. That's Jonte Bowe.
Yep.
But there's no time to waste here because they're going to really have to move it with 6:10. And, the game, unless something dramatic happens, probably out of reach. But again, when we've seen that many scoring going on. You got to score, get the onside kick. Maybe do that on 2 different occasions.
Mm-hmm. But you know, with this game, you're not giving up.
Nope.
You're playing this one out.
No question. Fontenay's going to try to run with this one, and that closed really quick. And as Rashawn Jones, I believe it was Rashawn Jones, made the stop. It was. So Fontenay has lost his helmet. So he'll have to take a play off. And Christian Kontakis, hope I had that one right, will come into the game. Pitches that one across to Green. And Green makes the turn, and he goes upfield. We'll get the first down. And Green just wants to tiptoe down that sideline and keep on going, but he could not.
Well, listen, that's best case scenario. As your starting quarterback had to sit a play out, you get a first down. I think you take that if you're Sean Dano.
13 yards. First down and 10.
Take a look at it one more time here as Gabe Green. We've seen him a lot up the middle, but this time beating the defenders to the outside and great downfield blocking by his receivers.
Pass play near side. Another reception made by Bo.
Bo showing up on this drive for the first time, making an impact. So one more weapon for the wide receiving core of the Hurricanes you have to factor in. Now, obviously, your eyes are always going to be at where number 5 is on the field. And after his performance here today, 15, you have to make sure you know where he is as well. So it gives another couple opportunities for guys like Bo and Barlock.
Toss again to Bo. And Bo makes the turn. And Bo will take it out of bounds with 4:30 on the clock.
Yeah, it's third reception on this drive. And obviously, Freedom going to play a little softer. But opportunities are out there to move the ball. And as long as you're continuing to go out of bounds, it's I guess not working out there. Clock is running.
Rolling near side. Pressure's coming towards Fontenay. Just doesn't see it. And he gets bottled up right away. And we've called Jacob Hawes' name, all day long.
Yeah, the pocket presence has been there all day for Fontenay. He's kind of been able to feel that pressure and get rid of the ball. That time he just held it on just a little too long, and credit the downfield coverage. That's obviously a coverage sack at this point in the game. You're playing off knowing that Liberty has to go far. Now you have a second and 23 with the clock continuing to roll after the sack.
Fontenay is going to throw, comes near side. We'll get it to Puxon, and Puxon will get a couple extra yards and go out of bounds. Almost lost the football there.
Got some of that yardage back there on that play, but still about a 3rd and 10. Got 13 yards on the play to Puxon.
13 yards. 3rd down and 10.
Nice pass there by Fontenay. It looked like Puxon actually juggled that one at the end.
He did.
And after that pop.
So clock down inside 4 minutes, approaching the 3-minute mark. Here comes a quick pressure, and he gets that across, and he'll get that one complete. So Green with another reception.
Hey, after the sack, I'll take a 4th and 6, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, at this point, you got to look for silver linings, and opportunities are here. And as soon as they've gone to this 4 wide receiver set, had a little bit more success. Obviously, we mentioned the 2 guys, Barlock and Bo, making their impact.
Fontenay has a throw, pumps, and puts that one in traffic. That's trouble. That one's intercepted, and that could do it right there on the interception by Shakri Caldwell.
Yeah, he had Bo coming across. It was getting some pressure in his face and put that one up for grabs, and Freedom grabbed it and pretty much grabs this victory for all intents and purposes.
44-24. Take a look.
Yeah, I mean, you were kind of hoping to get Gabe Green there on that wheel route down the sideline, but not only was he covered, the safety was just waiting for that ball to be thrown, and Caldwell comes up with it. So with a win today, it'll be 8 straight for the Patriots against their rival Liberty here.
And that's a lot, Mike. I mean, you talk about the rivalry, which is, it's competitive sometimes it's not, but, it brings everyone together, obviously from the same school district, the power and the play that it is. But that all being said, 8 in a row is a lot. I mean, I don't know the last time there was 8 in a row in this series.
And, last year was close for a little while before Freedom pulled away. Not very close in 2022. Decently close in 2021. So it's been a while since Liberty has put together a performance like I've seen today. Like, despite the score, what it looks like here at the end, Liberty was in this game really till mid-third quarter before Freedom started having success in pulling away. So you do have to find some silver linings, and I'm sure that's not going to help the sting at all of the loss for Liberty, but they played pretty well, especially early on in this game. Down only 6 at halftime, and we're right there.
I think they take the knee now, down to 130. They will.
There's a flag in play.
Illegal substitution?
Delay
game, excuse me.
Actually, I thought they had 12 on the field.
Well, we have to decide on a player of the game here. There's a couple names that stand out. So, in obviously Liberty not going to get the nod for a player of the game, but they had a couple guys that had a huge impact on this game early on. I think of guys like Davis, the wide receiver spot, the sophomore. Again, think about pieces that are going to come back and continue to build this Liberty program. A great season to this point, and still alive in 6A postseason, so they could be a pesky team depending what their matchup looks like. And, we talked about Gabe Green's impact on the game. We've talked about, obviously, Puxon's impact on the game. But we're probably going to be handing a player of the game honors to a Freedom Patriot here.
And no doubt about that. that there's no doubt. And I think, talking about a game that he had, this will wind down the clock. So they will not have to snap it again. Freedom Patriots are going to be celebrating here in 2024. Their fan base as well celebrating.
Riot Squad, bringing the energy here today.
So Liberty will go to the postseason 7-3, 9-1 will be the Freedom Patriots after a 44-24 victory.
And of course, you got to love the sportsmanship here at the end. And as much as those emotions were running high early on in the game, ends in a handshake. And, we talked about it before the game. These players playing up, growing up together, youth sports together, a lot of relationships on not only the players' side, the coaches' side. Very familiar with this. And it means something to everybody here today. We talked about the players on the field. We talked about the coaches. We talked about not only the band members, but the cheerleaders and of course all the fans. So it's certainly a special moment here.
All right, we go down on the field with our player of the game.
Anna Howland with the D11 player of the game. Can you talk a little bit about what it feels like to grab the ball and be able to run so far down the field to make a point for your team?
You know, it's an amazing feeling. You know, every play is never the same. So running behind my guys, you know, since I was little, it's always been an amazing feeling. Getting touchdowns, just amazing.
What is one thing that you think you and your team executed well today in order to come away with a win?
You know, we fought hard. You know, sometimes we let up big plays, but we came back the next play and just fought till the end, and I think that's what we did really well.
Going into your future games, what are you looking forward to?
A district chip, that's all I'm thinking about right now.
And then talk a little bit about the atmosphere today. It's a big rivalry game, the Bethlehem Area School District rivalry. Talk about the experience with both of the bands, the student sections, anything like that.
You don't get any other feeling at any other school in the state. You know, it's a great feeling. The whole community coming out here supporting us. It's always amazing. The band, the families, all coming out here. It's nothing. You can't find anything else. You can't find anything else like that anywhere else.
All right, thank you so much, and good luck with the rest of your season. Thank you. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Anna and Aaron Beat. He's our player of the game for sure. I get your thoughts there. They're going to be celebrating on that far sideline as well.
Yeah, whether it be those short yardage situations where he was just converting first downs, whether it be the gash plays that he was able to have those explosive runs and getting into the end zone. It has certainly been a day for him and one he'll remember. Obviously, Beat had so much impact on this game, but as a senior, this is the way you want to send it out.
And no doubt about it. This is our last live stream here in the regular season. We are not allowed to do district playoffs because of the cable rights for theirs, or else we would do plenty of those games. We would love to have it. Want to thank, Mike, I want to thank you first and foremost for taking part. I want to thank all our announcers that have taken part this year. Sports Fan Base Network. Sean's been with us all year long. He's done a tremendous job. Obviously, my partner, Dave Micah, he's done great. Our sponsors, we can't do it without them. All the athletic directors that have been a part of it, the officials, the fans, St. Luke's, and our student reporters. We thank them. Maddie Arlicki, from here. She's part of the band today and stuff like that. So we'll regroup, we'll reset, we'll get ready, and we'll move forward for, the basketball and the wrestling season. But for now, that'll do it for us. The final score in this one, 44-24. We wish all the teams the very best of luck as they move forward into the district tournament. Again, thank everyone here. Thank Fred Harris and thank Nate Standard for their hospitality, having us here at the game. And, we will be back at it once again as we get towards the basketball and the wrestling season. But that'll do it again. Final score, 44-24, 8 in a row. And we wish both teams and all the teams and players the very best moving forward. Have a great afternoon, everyone.